NET Sports, Nebraska's home for sports, is live from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska for the 2010 NSAA Football Championships. And we kick it off this morning with the Class D2 matchup, a battle of unbeatens. It's the Sargent Bulldogs and the Howells Bobcats. And hello again, everybody. Along with former Husker Adrian Fiala, I'm Larry Putney. Good to have you with us here at Memorial Stadium as we begin 2 days where we will crown 6 state championships, and we begin in D2. And boy, a big shocker here. Howells is in the title game, folks.
Well, Larry, if ever there has been a dynasty in high school football, this is it. The Howells Bobcats have really dominated the past decade. Head coach Mike Spears has been the leader of this group, and they've done it with power, grinding out power and great defense. We're going to see that again today. Trent Musting is a guy who has been the leader for this ball club. He's done it on both sides of the football. He's accounted for 35 touchdowns this year, both rushing, passing, and receiving, also accounting for 110 tackles on defense, Larry. So they have really, really put it together with Musting's lead and all the other people on their team. Really a great job as far as this D2 team looks. Now they're going to look to do it again, as they've done it so much in the past.
I am sandwiched this morning between former Huskers. They would call this a bologna sandwich. To my left, is Damon Binning. Damon, let's talk a little bit about Howells. And last year, everybody wondered how they were going to handle the passing game of Nate Most. This year, it's the speed that they're going to have to deal with Sargent.
Absolutely, and that speed is led by their quarterback, Guy Finsky, who puts the dual in dual threat. He's amassed 1,500 yards in the air and 1,300 on the ground. And today, if he's playing well, he'll probably go over the 3,000-yard mark. And I tell you what, he's like a boxer with one-punch knockout power. If you blink on defense, it literally could be lights out.
A couple of teams that score a lot of points. The third member of our broadcast crew is down in the field with more on that. Here's John Bishop.
Well, we got a lot of great offensive stars in this game, Larry, but two of them, as we talked about, Musney and also Jed Fensky. Musney, if you look at the rate at which these guys are scoring touchdowns this year, for Musney, he is averaging a touchdown every 5.7 carries a game. For Fensky, it's even better, averaging a touchdown 3.2 carries each time he's getting into the end zone. If you want to compare that to some of the best players in college football, the only guy I could find that has a better ratio than Mesney or Fensky is Justin Blackman of Oklahoma State. These guys, when they touch the ball, they usually find the end zone.
All right, thanks very much, John. Terrific day here at Memorial Stadium as we get set for the Class D2 State Championship. The Howells Bobcats, of course, they've been here before. In fact, have won 8 of the last 10 state championships, as Adrian talked about off the top. 12-0 on the season. And what Mike Spears has done at Howells has really been phenomenal. First couple of years he was there, he went 4-5, Adrian. Since then, this team is hardly beaten in the last 8 to 10 years.
It has been an incredible run, Larry. 15 years Mike Spears has been at Howells, 12 years as a head coach. They have won the last 2 in a row, looking for number 3 here today. So a great job, and they have really done it with that grinding power that we talked about in the open, and showing some of the speed that they have shown here in the past. We'll see if that will happen again here today. But a football day, guys, truly a football day. Kind of battleship gray here today, and everybody ready to go.
Well, we avoided the rain. That, of course, came yesterday. We have cool temperatures, but a terrific day. Here's a look at where these two teams come from. Howells from the northeastern part of the state, 12-0. They've been here before, as we said, for Sargent. A first trip to Memorial Stadium. They are 12-0 on the year from the central part of the state. This is how they got here to the state championship match. Howells winning over Humphrey St. Francis, which was in the state championship game last year, and then knocked off Giltner 40-20. Giltner was also in it, so they defeated a couple of teams who've been here to get back to the state championship game. Sargent, they have been rolling all season long, averaging nearly 50 points per game. They beat Eustis Farnham in the first round and then knocked off Mullen 50-20 in the second. That sets up a terrific matchup. But guys, an opportunity for Sargent to win its school's first ever state championship in any sport. David, that's a big responsibility, but a big opportunity as well.
It is, and I think you have to relish the moment. I don't think you can. This isn't the type of situation where you're paralyzed by the unknown. I think you embrace the opportunity and you attack accordingly. And coming off that big win against Mullen, who has some similarities maybe to a Howells team, who I believe Terry Keneally's nephew is playing there, and who's got good size, and they've got another 300-pound lineman that they had to deal with a week ago. And so if they wanted a snapshot about dealing with true power, they got it last week in Mullen. So maybe we'll see if there's some carryover there here this year.
Let's go down to the field to John Bishop with some weather conditions. And how's the field like, John?
Well, we had some freezing drizzle, some light rain coming up early this morning here in southeast Nebraska, so the field had a layer of moisture on it when we started the morning. They've worked the field in a little bit. Conditions aren't terrible. As you might know, of course, this field turf has the rocks at the very base and then some smaller pebbles. Then it's that sand, and it's that sand that really allows the moisture to seep on through. Now, just kind of walking the field a little bit, and granted, I'm not wearing football shoes, but it's not bad. There might be still a few slippery spots, and for teams that love to run the ball like these two do, it's something to watch for early in the game. But overall, field conditions not terrible.
Well, John, you'll appreciate this. Damon was just saying he couldn't think of a better guy to have on the sidelines on a cold, rainy day than you. So.
Yeah. Thanks, Damon. I appreciate it.
Hey, you know it. Best wishes down there, big guy.
Yeah, thank you.
Happy hand warmer.
That's John Bishop. He'll be covering things on the sideline for us today here in this Class D2 state championship. We're ready to kick things off, and for more, let's go to our public address announcer, Doc Weininger.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Nebraska School Activities Association, its member schools, and U.S. Bank, welcome to Memorial Stadium for the Class D2 state championship game. Today's game features the Sargent High School Bulldogs versus the Bobcats of Howells High School. And now let's meet the players and coaches competing in today's game. First, the starting lineup for the Sargent Bulldogs. Number 1, Brady Sutton. Number 3, Jed Fensky. Number 8, Kirby Pumplin. Number 9, Guy Fensky. Number 15, Grady McIntosh. Number 17, Zeb Stefka. Number 22, Casey Richards. Number 24, Tyke Kojal. Number 30, Tanner Balfour. Number 34, Brett Muller. Number 35, Tyler Beers. Number 42, Theo Williams. Number 46, Ridge Porky. Number 48, Austin Hansen. Number 57, Jacob Clark. Number 77, Mark Dickerson. Number 94, Lane Bennett. Number 98, Ryan Mosier. Number 99, Clinton McMurtry. Head coach for the Bulldogs is Mike Kojal. Now please welcome the rest of the Sargent Bulldogs to the field.
So there's a look at the Sargent Bulldogs playing for a state championship in Class D2. I like Coach's attitude and the players' attitude this week, guys. They talked about, hey, if you're going to go out and win one, let's take down the king. Great attitude to have.
Absolutely. You know, if you're going to be the best, the old saying goes, then beat the best, and that's what Sargent is trying to do. 12-0 on the year this year. And head coach Mike Kojal trying to get it done here. They've been in the playoffs 13 times over the years. They have yet to win a state championship. Runner-up a couple of times in 2000 and in 2005. Looking to get that first one here today.
Now for the introduction of the champions, the Howells Bobcats. Here's our public address announcer again, Doc Weininger.
And now, starting lineup for the home team, the Howells Bobcats. Number 3, Brady Brester. Number 5, Matt Gooch. Number 10, Mitch Bellina. Number 14, Tyler Brester. Number 15, Luke Hageman. Number 18, Sam Schlotman. Number 21, Trent Musney. Number 24, Casey Sayers. Number 25, Corey Brester. Number 27, Eric Sofal. Number 40, Brian Byer. Number 43, Brandon Rogge. Number 47, Adam Bernheide. Number 52, Ethan Weezy. Number 59, Kyle Sayers. Number 62, Nick Brock. Number 68, Matt Brester. Number 72, Jared Bashada. Number 74, Mitch Kampschneider. Number 75, Jordan Brokacek. Number 81, Nathan Bashada. Number 89, Jason Ortmeyer. The head coach for the Bobcats is Mike Spears. And now please welcome the rest of the Howells Bobcats to the field.
A lot of familiar names we're hearing there. Bajada, Bellina. Who else do we hear all the time? Brester. Yep. Byer. Those names we've heard once or twice down here before the state championship.
Those are names written in Howells stone, by the way. So just a long history and tradition of those families being involved in what really is guys. And Damon, you can speak to this in terms of the dynasty that has really been. I don't like to use that word a lot, but this really is a dynasty.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's part of the tradition here.
Let's go back to our public address announcer, Doc Weininger.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. At this time we would ask that you rise as we honor our flag and our country with the singing of our national anthem. Singing the anthem today will be the Meade Public Schools Girls Quintet, directed by Deb Virgil.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And a terrific rendition. When we come back, it's the speed of Sargent and the power of Howells. The Class D2 State Championship on the line at Memorial Stadium when we come back to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Animal agriculture is vital to Nebraska. Livestock production not only contributes to our food supply, but also helps our rural community. Livestock provides revenue, jobs, supports Main Street, and enhances the future for farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Board's Animal Agriculture Initiative works to encourage growth of responsible livestock enterprises to benefit agriculture and Nebraska.
Power Drive Electric Car program gives high school students a hands-on way to apply studies, learn about electricity and energy efficiency, and develop skills that will benefit them throughout their lives. Nebraska Public Power District encourages students and teachers to get involved. Schools have the power to make it happen. For information on Power Drive, visit oppd.com or nppd.com.
Support for programming comes from Fund for Teachers and the Malika Foundation, empowering teachers to pursue learning outside the classroom with grants for summer odysseys around the world. Grant applications and information available online at fundforteachers.org.
Ndamukong Suh was perhaps the best defensive player in the history of Husker football. When you join the NET Sports Partners Club now with your gift of $80, we'll thank you with this limited edition coin that pictures Ndamukong on one side and his long list of accomplishments on the other. Explore all the benefits of the Sports Partners Club today.
Well, the 2010 NSAA football championships are being carried live over the internet, so if you have friends or maybe family outside of Nebraska, they can enjoy the great coverage of high school championships. Just have them log on to netnebraska.org, click the live webcast tab, and you know NET is Nebraska's home for sports. Ready to get going here in Class D2. It rained overnight. Still some remnants on the goalpost. 33 degrees. Feels a little bit like 23. Cloudy and a northwest breeze at about 14 miles an hour. But all in all, for the state championships in November in Lincoln, Nebraska, a terrific day as we get ready to get underway in Class D2. Kicking it off is Ridge Horkey for Sargent Bulldogs. It'll come down at about the 3-yard line. It goes to Brester, who brings it back. He's got room around that left side. Brester out past the 30 to about the 31-yard line before he's run out of bounds. Good starting position for the Howells Bobcats. Let's look at that Howells offense. They've seen this state championship floor plenty of times. Bellina will be the quarterback. Brester and Mastny in the backfield. Beyer and Brester are the tight ends. Kachek, Budgeta, and Budgeta will be the guys up front trying to move that Sargent line downfield.
Brotherly love out there on the field today between the Fenskys and the Budgetas.
So here's a look at Mitch Bellina. Bellina, 5'10", 156-pound sophomore. Behind him is Mastny. Mastny will get the carry right away. Plenty of room up the middle. Mastny averaged guys 10.3 yards per carry this year. The guys who will try to stop him, Kojal, Balfour, Mosier, and Mahler up front. They're going with a 4-4 defense, or a 4-3. Fensky, and Horkey will be the backers, and the free safety with free realm will be Theo Williams. That brings up 2nd down and 2. Moore will, but he stood up at about the 49-yard line, 1 yard shy, and a good defensive hit put out there by Jed Fensky. Checked out Guy Fensky with the stop.
Filled it up very, very well that time, Larry. You'll see it here as the play develops. And it is right there, and that is indeed Guy Fensky. Fensky on the year, 161 tackles, right straight up there in a good tackling position.
Corey Brester now in the backfield along with Musty on 3rd down and short. They'll give to Brester up the middle. Plenty of room. He trots through there down to the 35-yard line and a 1st down.
Early on, I think you see the recipe for success that Howells is going, if they're going to have, needs to have, and that's inside. Sargent runs extremely well. We saw them string that toss out. Howells countering right now with a little straight action, 2-back set here.
Mike Spears in his 15th season at Howells. A 1st down. From the 35-yard line, the pitch back to Mastny. Mastny picks his way through for a gain of about 2 or 3 down to the 30, call it past the 33, down to the 32-yard line, a gain of 3 for Mastny.
Howells that time trying to capitalize on the block of Jared Budgeta and also Jordan Bukacek. You see him 72 pulling up in front there. Good block right there, but he was pursued from the back end of the play, and tackle was made for a short gain.
Some smaller D tackles you'll see out there in Balfour. Looks to be about 165 pounds out there playing in that 3 technique.
Facing a line across from him that averages about 235, and he's about $1.50. Hands it off to the up guy. That's the fullback, Corey Brester, and he's stood up, nowhere to go. Nice job by that interior Sargent line. Mosier was there along with Balfour.
Good job by the defense that time, putting the handcuffs on that play right up the middle, just about a yard pickup on the play. Makes it 3rd and about 6.
So not a team that goes to the air frequently, but Mitch Bellina with a 3rd and longer situation here. 3rd down and 6. Brester and Mastny, the backs. The toss to Mastny. Mastny around that left side, picking his way through, enough for the 1st down to about the 22-yard line. So another 1st down for the Bobcats.
I like the way he waits for his blocking to develop. I think that's one of the reasons that Musney's picked up almost 2,000 yards, Damon, this year, 1,916 yards. But watch it, well, we saw it a moment ago, but he really waits nicely for the ball.
Yeah, excellent patience there, especially on the toss. Mahler, number 34 out there for Sargent, has really got to come quicker and set that edge.
First down and 10. Ball at the 23-yard line. Just underway here, first quarter in the D2 championship. Musney again, and Musney with a big gain down near the 10-yard line. We'll call it the 12, but another first down for Howells.
Nathan Bishop at that time coming from the left side, pulling from that left guard spot, number 81. 6'3", 245, you love his size, moving very well to open up that lane.
Musney guys played only 5 snaps of the first round playoff game, missed the second round playoff game because of a foot injury. Didn't know how well he'd be able to go today. To this point, Musney looks very good. They give to Musney again. He's tripped up in the backfield. Good play by Fenske. That's Jed Fenske, the junior middle.
A little wrinkle there from Sargent, going to the odd man front, trying to hunker down against the run. Getting in a little traditional 50 defense here.
So a good stop by Fenske. Second down and long. 2nd and 9 for the Bobcats.
Playing with a true nose now. It's a nice wrinkle, trying to slow down this rushing attack.
The toss out to Musney along the left side. Musney has room inside the 5-yard line, down to the 4. Howells just keeps pounding away.
Well, they're known for their grinding football. We're seeing the great evidence of that right now. And that last play, Corey Brester going to the outside, kicking that end out, taking him just clear out of the play and clearing the way for the running back to just come up inside and get it inside the 5.
Terrific drive by these Bobcats to start off this first quarter. We're now inside 7:30. 3rd down and 3. Big play here early in the game for this Sargent defense. The toss, Musney, and Musney dropped in the backfield. First man there, Tanner Balfour, the 5'7", 170-pound junior.
Nice defensive stunt there. You see, Balfour's game, you get the sense right away. It's predicated on quickness. He's a gap shooter. He did a good job of getting his head across the ball there, setting up a crucial early 4th down.
Terrific tackle that time, as you said, Damon. Kind of the classic mode that you want to tackle in, head up, arms wrapped, drive the ball carry. He went nowhere after contact.
Mike Spears severely allergic to any field goal unit. They will go for it here on 4th down. 4th and 4. The toss. Musney looks in the end zone. Man wide open. Touchdown. Howells. What a play, guys. They pulled that play 3 times in the semifinals. Pull it out here in the first drive of the state championship.
Tyler Brester on the reception, his 2nd touchdown reception on the year. This is a very efficient passing team. Howells, the Bobcats, the Howells Bobcats, that is. They have passed the ball now 40 times, completed 25, and have 9 touchdowns in those 25 completions. That is great efficiency.
Yeah, Jed Fenske over there kind of caught no man's land. He sees toss in front of him as they get the pass over his head behind it.
So they'll go for it here with a 2-point conversion. They've gone for it all year, have yet to attempt a field goal on the season. The toss back to Musney, pulls it in and gets in there. Great job by Bellinet to get that toss to Musney, and Musney to grab it out of midair and score the 2.
You guys ever seen an acrobatic 2-point conversion? Watch this. Well, here's a touchdown pass.
So the touchdown catch by Tyler Brester. And Howells marches the field, puts 8 on the board, and the Bobcats out on top early, 8-0. Let's look back at last year's NSAA Class D2 title game. Hayes Center wanted to set the tone early, and they did exactly that by holding the Flyers scoreless on their opening drive. But a 30-yard punt return by St. Francis's Kenny Kuchar provided the spark the Flyers offense needed to put the points on the board. The return led to the first of 5 touchdowns for Matt Corus on a day where he had 37 carries for 207 yards. The Flyers' next drive resulted in a touchdown after a 37-yard run by Trent Clausen. The score was 28-0 going into the half. The Hayes Center Cardinals opened up the air attack in the second half in hopes of erasing that 28-point deficit, but a goal line interception crushed any hopes of a Cardinal comeback. After being runners-up in 2008, The Humphrey St. Francis Flyers tended to their unfinished business with a 34-0 victory to win the 2009 Class D2 state championship. So 34-0, the Flyers winning. Let's go down to the field to John Bishop.
Well, that play call came in from the sideline. In fact, that makes now Musney 5 for his last 5 with 3 touchdowns in his last 2 games throwing the football, as they did it twice against Giltner in the semifinals. They do it again here today. That play right in from the sidelines as they could see it coming. And you're right, Damon, that 50 defense was something that they were trying to adjust to down here during that series.
Thanks very much, John. The kick comes down at about the 25, still alive at a tackle. He'll be about to stop at the 11, so that's where the Sargent Bulldogs will set up their offense. And here's a look at it. The Finsky twins, one at quarterback, one at tailback. Tyke Kozel, coach's kid, is the fullback. Wingback Theo Williams, Rich Horkey is the tight end. Up front, Balfour, you've seen him make a couple of plays defensively already. Mosier and Mahler will be trying to move a much larger Howells Bobcat defense. So first down and 10 for the Sargent Bulldogs. Look at the option right away. Tucking up goes Guy Finsky. Finsky with a short gain.
I think the thing that'll be prevalent, evident today.
We take a look at the Howells defensive line. Brakacic, Budgeta, and Beyer up front. And the backs and linebackers, Musney, Brester, Bellina, and Sam Schlottman back for his senior year.
But just to finish that thought, guys, Howells will need to try to contain that speed to the edge. If they get to the edge, Sargent gets to the edge, Damon, it could be a very difficult afternoon for the Bobcats.
Guy Finsky with Tyke Kozel behind him. Pitch out to Kozel, fumbled it. Ball on the ground, it's loose. And covering it up is Sargent in the end zone, but the safety for the Howells Bobcats on the fumble by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, unfortunate. If you're a Sargent fan, the play designed well. It had one-on-one numbers outside the edge. Defensive back does a good job of whipping his man, causing an errant pitch. As we take a look at the replay, there's a play to be made out there on the edge, and unfortunately, Finsky's pitch just a little bit behind the ball carrier.
Yeah, at least an arm length, even more, as Tyke Kozel could not handle it. Defense coming up.
Good job by Tanner Balfour to get back on it, but they avoid the touchdown for Howells, but still suffer the safety. So it's 10-0 Howells here in the first quarter.
Gonna have to do a really good job here of stemming the tide. This one could get out of hand early if you let that cage get rattled here a little bit. The Sargent's got to keep their composure here. Still plenty of time left in the ball game, but you don't want to be chasing 3 scores against a powerful Howells ball club.
Sargent on the year has given up an average of 15 points a game. Howells has 10, and we're about 7 minutes into the ball game. A little over that.
Mike Kozel said earlier this week what we need to learn is how they will handle being smacked in the face. And I think they just got the smack as Horkey kicks it deep. It'll be taken by Brester at about the 25. Brester with some room up the middle. Brester still on his feet, across midfield and into Sargent territory. That'll bring up first down at the 36-yard line for the Sargent Bulldogs. Sargent's
got to find a way to tilt the field here a little bit. You get the sense, Abe, that Howells is playing downhill a little bit, especially on offense.
Especially, exactly, Damon. And plus, the field position Howells has had has been really excellent for their offense. So it's up to Sargent right now to, like you say, stem the flow, stem the tide.
Musney goes in motion. Bellina gives it to Brester up the middle. Brester with some room inside the 30-yard line. He's still on his feet, and he breaks a tackle, and he will go to the 5. Thought he was gone, guys, down to the 5-yard line, and he pops out of there. What a carry by Brester. 33-yard gain down to the 5.
Like flashes of the run.
Yeah, exactly.
For those Nebraska fans.
Here's a rodeo run right here. Watch this, a la Joel Makovica. Boom, 1, 2, 3.
Watch the legs.
4, 5.
Just great
6.
effort.
Wow. 6 guys, 6 attempted tackles, and finally the 7th one brings him down about 3 yards short. Big and fun.
You young guys at home, you keep those legs moving. Good things happen.
Toss it back to Musty, who's got room. Musty over the goal line, and a touchdown for the Bobcats. They're on top big.
Right now, Sargent wants to push the reset button and start this baby over. That's just grinding power that Howells is showing right up the middle. Watch this here. Everybody's getting hat on hat, and then it's just smell the goal line and take it in.
Well, I tell you, that's the second time that Bellin has had his foot stepped on. Done an acrobatic job of still getting rid of the toss. We saw Vic pull that off last night on a 4th and short for the Eagles.
Right. 16-0. Howells will go for 2. The toss back to Musty. Musty right up the middle, spins his way. Did he get there? No. Comes up just short.
See that, Adrian, with that left guard hugging and pulling so tight. When he comes around flat on the pull like that, he's just missing Bellin on that exchange. Take a look at the replay here.
Yeah, good shot here. Cutting right behind that block, and really all those tacklers uncovered in that process, and just a bit short on the 2-point attempt.
I just want to remind everybody that Big Red Wrap-Up will not be seen at its regular time on Tuesday night this week. That's due to the NSAA Football Championships. Instead, you can catch the Wrap-Up on Wednesday night with a look back at Saturday's game against Texas A&M. This week's special guest will be Matt Davison. Plus, we'll look ahead to Friday's game with Colorado, Nebraska's last regular season game of the Big 12. Join us for Big Red Wrap-Up this Wednesday at 7 Central right here on NET1 and NET-HD. That might be an interesting show.
Yeah, Larry, thanks for the reminder, by the way.
That's right.
I was thinking about going to the studio tomorrow. John Bishop, what do you have?
Early, and also the sideline demeanor. This Howells bunch very fired up right now. They've had a lot more intensity. Seeing a lot of arms crossed right now on the far side of the field, and it's starting to wear in a little bit as they've already dug themselves a 16-0 hole.
Horky back deep. It will be a short kick taken at about the 10-yard line. Around that right side goes Theo Williams, still with some room. Theo Williams out past the 20 to about the 25-yard line. Good return by Theo Williams.
Might be the little ignition that Sargent needs to get this thing going. Theo, he's got that deceptive speed. Coach alluded to it a little bit earlier via the interview that Horky and Williams can run. We'll see if Sargent can get take advantage of some of that speed out there on the edge.
So a less than productive first possession for the Sargent Bulldogs. Let's see what they can do here on their second possession of the game. They'll split the wing back and tight end wide. Go to that option around the left side. Good job to keep his feet. Kozel out near the first down. Nice gain for Tyke Kozel.
Howells linebackers that time a little bit wider on their setup. Right behind, there you see it right there is number 21, Trent Nasty, set up just a little bit behind that defensive end, a little bit to the outside, and just giving himself about a step on the play. But it ends up being a long gainer right there, 9 yards on the pickup.
Musney's got a decision he's got to make. Does he honor Fenske on the keep, or does he get wide and play pitch? He's going to be in a bind out there.
So Fenske under center, keeps it himself up the middle and up for the first down.
I can kind of see conceptually what Sargent wants to do. They're going to try to maybe take advantage of Musney's aggressiveness. He's out there playing what we, on that outside linebacker spot, and you're banking, if you're Howells, you're banking on your defensive end to pull Fenske up. But if he doesn't, he's out there on the edge with a decision to make, and it puts Musney in no man's land here, one-on-one with either the quarterback or the pitch guy.
Well, Jordan Brokacek is the defensive end on that side, and he's got a large responsibility to try to jam up that middle, keep the quarterback under control, and take a little bit of pressure off of Musney.
So first down and 10, first game of for Sargent. They give up the middle to Jed Fenske into Howells territory. We spoke with Coach Kozel about his quarterback, Guy Fenske.
Guy Fenske is our starting quarterback. Guy's a junior. He's a kid that throws the ball real well. He makes good decisions. He got a start last year about halfway through the year due to an injury, and he's really progressed in the last year and a half. Right now he's completing about 70% of his passes. He has 20 touchdown passes and 1 interception, so we're really happy with what he's done and the decisions he's made. And he's making good choices, and he can run the ball a little bit. He's a good athlete, so he is important to our team, and we're looking forward to a good effort out of him today.
Fenske dropped behind the line, and a good decision there to pull it down and go and not throw the ball.
Absolutely. Just take it and go to the next play, and that's what Guy Fenske did. Great numbers, as Coach just outlined those. The throw in 1,350 yards. As far as passing goes, I love 20 touchdowns and just 1 interception. Great numbers there.
With Jed Fitzke now number 3 in the backfield for Sargent, along with Kojal. Kojal motions out. Fitzke and Fitzke back there. Guy drops back to throw under a lot of pressure, and he's dropped. Tough defense again by the Bobcats.
A Buyer there on the sack, and you know, Fitzke he just ran out of time. Had a receiver coming open on the out route here. Just couldn't step up into the pocket and deliver the football. And I tell you, this Howells team up front is physical and tough.
Great job by Buyer that time. Brian Bauer is by his 2nd sack of the year, comes at a big time here in the state championship finals.
A Rich Horkey back to kick it away. Fair catch called for at the 10, and that's where Howells will take over on its 3rd possession of the game. Well, they've had the smack in the face, guys, and Mike Kojal said we have to see how we can respond to that. Not a bad drive there to pick up a couple of first downs and hopefully flip the field, but the thing that's dangerous about Howells is they can just pound away at you in field position, not really all that relevant sometimes to Howells.
Plenty patient enough to stay with what they do too, and mentally it wears on you, especially in the second half when that rolls around, to just know that a team is not going to change up on you. What you see is what you get.
So Musney and Brester in the backfield. Bellina in there at quarterback for Howells, up 16-0. Give it to Musney again. He's met there by Fitzke, as well as Brett Muller.
Sargent's been able to win on first down to some degree. It's been 3rd down that's kind of been their Achilles, and then that first drive it was 4th down, Adrian. But first down, they seem to do a pretty good job of being able to bottle Howells up.
They had a little bit wider splits in their defensive line that last time. Backers filling up real well and shut that play down for just a yard.
So 2nd down and long. Ball on the turf. Bellina falls on it. Keeps possession for the Bobcats.
Big down right here. If you're a Sargent fan, you got him in a 3rd and long. Maybe got to get him in a situation where they're not used to as we take a look at the replay here. Fumbled exchange for Bellina. He gets on it nicely and protects the football, but huge opportunity to really swing some momentum here if you're Sargent.
Never had a handle on that snap between the center and the Jared Bajana.
So 3rd down and 12. Sargent looking for its first stop of the game of the Bobcats. Bellina drops back over the middle, complete, breaks the tackle, out past the 20 to first down and more. Great catch and run by Corey Brester out of the backfield.
Had a chance to stop that play. Guy Fitzke had a chance. He had the play diagnosed from his linebacker spot, but he just could not come up with the tackle.
How about to just standing tall in the pocket and delivering here.
Right there, you see Fitzke got the head on the wrong side. The receiver just ran right out of that grasp.
22-yard gain on the throw from Bellina to Tyler Brester. So 1st down and 10 at the 31. Toss out to Musney. Musney picks his way for about 5 yards. Doesn't seem like too much, but 5-yard gain brings up 2nd and 5.
Musney so far 11 carries, 48 yards thus far. We are still here in the first quarter.
Adrian, you know, it's tough too. You know, sometimes you have to decide, gosh, would you rather you just get it all over in one fell swoop, or would you get bludgeoned to death? You know, 11 for 48 doesn't sound all that impressive, but on about that 14th and 15th tackle attempt, that's when guys start getting house calls on you.
Amen.
Musney, as we said off the top, nearly 2,000 yards rushing on the season. Will likely go over that today at this pace. He's tackled there for a gain of only about 1. Jed Fitzke with the stop. So now 3rd down and 5. That'll come up as the 2nd quarter begins. First quarter in the books. Howells on top, 16-0.
Time Warner Cable is dedicated to the future of our nation's children. That's why we've launched our Connect a Million Minds initiative. We're asking adults to help us inspire kids through science, technology, engineering, and math. And we're achieving this through local partnerships with FIRST. Across the country, Time Warner Cable employees are helping bring FIRST robotics competitions to the areas we serve. The future of our nation and our children depends on math, science, and technology. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
At U.S. Bank, we support athletics, the arts, and anyone with a dream. Support that's not just about money. It's about investing our time and our care to make the most of the places we call home. That's the power of U.S. Bank. All of us serving you.
NET Sports coverage of the 2010 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, applauding the dedication, teamwork, and sportsmanship of Nebraska high school athletes. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nebraskasoybeans.org. And by Time Warner Cable, inspiring young people to build the skills they need in science, technology, engineering, and math to become the problem solvers of tomorrow. Along with Adrian Fiala, Damon Benning, John Bishop on the field, I'm Larry Putney. Good to have you with us here at Memorial Stadium for the Class D2 State Championship. One quarter in the books, and it has been all Howells on top 16-0. And once again, they give to the hard-charging, grinding Corey Brester at fullback.
I tell you, he's shown some versatility. We've seen him catch the football. We've seen a couple of nice runs, and he's got a little explosiveness to his game. He looks a little different than the other guys when he touches the football.
His second rodeo run of the day, guys.
That's right.
My goodness, just keeps dragging people along. First quarter, Sargent 7 plays, 2 yards. Howells 16 plays for 105.
Corey Brester, 4 carries, 39 yards already here in the second quarter. That's given to Musney, and Musney with another nice gain inside the 30-yard line.
He just missed his cutback crease, too. He had a nice little seam that opened up to his left, right down the middle of the field. But, he doesn't mind as we take a look at the replay. Nice little counter, get the little kick out, pulling guard.
See that block up there, number 47, Adam Bernheide, out there leading that charge.
Nice little wrinkles in the run game, which for folks that aren't familiar with 8-man, I like what they're doing, kind of changing it up a little bit. Pretty diversified attack.
Adam Bernheide comes into the game for Howells. Stopped in the backfield and shut down is Bellina, and a nice play defensively by the front. Finsky was there, along with Muller. We talked with the coach about his quarterback, Mitch Bellina.
Mitch Bellina, starting quarterback. He started a few games last year when our quarterback was injured. He's done a really good job for us, especially here in the playoffs. Has really thrown the ball well. In the semifinal game was 4 for 4 for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns, and has really come on as of late and become real solid running our offense for us.
So Bellina now back to pass on 3rd and 8 under pressure, gets it off over the middle and just shy of a first down to about the 28-yard line. That'll bring up 4th and short for Howells.
It's a nice little defensive scheme right there, just getting short of the quarterback. A little overload to the right side, brought the blitz back from the left side as Howells used slide protection, free to run defender. Just missed the sack.
Tyke Kozel was the guy that you saw make the hit on Bellina, and he came up free, as Damon just told you, came up free. Excellent hit from the backside. Legal hit.
That'll bring up 4th down and 2 for Howells, and they will go from their own 28-yard line.
Sargent back in that 50 defense.
They give up the middle. Brester out near the first down.
Is that a right foot or a left foot spot, Abe?
Exactly. Yeah, we'll see here. It looked a little short from the first glance.
Looks like he's got it.
All the referees are going to call time here. And
he needed to get to the 26-yard line, and it looks like the ball is right at the 26.
I'm going to say he got it by about the nose of the football. That mark, that stripe on the ball will be right where that flag stick is. There it is, right on that white stripe.
Back nose of it, you bet.
So another first down for the Bobcats. You know, we'd love to hear from you. Please send us an email. Let us know what you think about our sports coverage at the NSAA High School Championships. If you value statewide NET television, let us know, and let our sponsors know, please, by writing to sports@netnebraska.org. And we thank you for watching the NSAA Football Championships on NET, NET HD, and on the web at netnebraska.org. The pitch goes back to Musty. Plenty of room. Musty around that right side. Can he get the corner? Drugged down by Finsky at about the 10. Nice gain by Musty.
Corey Brester coming up front there. He's in that fullback spot, that up back spot. Watch the block, number 25 to the right here. Bingo, takes his man out of the play, and then he's off to the races.
I really like Musney's patience. He's
he reads
even
it well.
for a hard charger, he's got tremendous ability to choke that motor back and put it in neutral for a little bit, just to gauge what's going on out there.
A lot of backs will outrun their blocking, and he does not. He stays with it.
That'll bring up first down and goal for the Bobcats. The give to Musney again. Musney picks his way through, down inside the 5, down to the 2, maybe the 1-yard line. Musney on first down.
Well, early in the broadcast in our opening, we likened Sargent to a puncher with one-punch knockout power that could hit you quick. Well, here we see Howells. They just beat you up to the body, going body blow, body blow, body blow, and then by 5th, 6th, 7th round, those legs go.
Second down and 1. Second and goal to go. Tossed Musty. Musty will walk in.
Right there.
I tell you, the left side of that line has really done a magnificent job today. Nathan Bujita stepping up and making the play right there. Bellina doing a little bit of helping out in terms of the blocking from his quarterback spot. And everybody just getting the job done. Just what you want to see in the running back, Steven. I know, former running back here at Nebraska, you like it when that happens for you.
Absolutely. And you see, Sargent's trying to set the edge out there on the perimeter, and just a couple of massive kick-out blocks just really shortened that corner for Howells, made that easy pickings.
Nathan Bujita at 6'3", 245. Good size advantage in this class, doing a great job.
22-0 Howells. They'll go for 2. Bellina, pitch to Musty, puts it on the ground. Conversion no good. So the 2-point try no good, but not before Howells puts another touchdown on the board. 3 touchdowns and a safety for Howells, and they lead at 22-0 here in the second quarter. Well, it's time now for our NSAA Championship Trivia. Be the first person to email us at sports@netnebraska.org with the correct answer, and you'll win a very stylish NET Sports blue logo t-shirt, size extra large. Question: what school ran for a D2 record 580 yards in an NSAA playoff game? The first correct email to sports@netnebraska.org will win the NET Sports t-shirt. And remember, only one winner per household during the 2010 championships. Back a ways for this one, guys.
I'm only 36. Will that cover it?
That covers it, yeah.
Okay.
Well, right now for Sargent, still a lot of football left in this game to be played, but they need to do something right now. I don't know what it's going to be, but they need to do something that's going to give their team a little bit of a spark. Down 22-0 here, 8:17 left to go in the second quarter, but something needs to happen for the Bulldogs to get their team, get their heads and their bodies and their spirit back in this game. See if that'll happen here. See if this offense, if they have the speedy offense they have, can catch fire.
They got big playability. It's got to stay the course. Can't get too much out of your game plan, especially with a little over two and a half quarters to go.
Horkey and Williams are deep. Horkey will call it off, take it at about the 12.
Got a crease here.
Got a little bit of room, and we have a flag on the play. Up the sideline with run goes Horkey into Howells territory down to about the 35, but this might be coming back.
I think so. It looked like a block in the back there about the 15, 16, 17-yard line. We'll see. Yep.
They try to set that sideline return and use the momentum going against the kicking team. You got to really be disciplined to get that head across on the block there.
So after the nice return by Sargent, they will back it up inside their own 10-yard line.
And what would have been very good field position now is turned into A bit of a long field for this team. There you see Mike Kozel, head coach for the Sargent Bulldogs, trying to.
So blocking the back called, and that'll put the ball at the 9-yard line.
A relatively clean game. Is that our first flag?
I think it is.
Watch out to the side, a little bit of room there to work out to about the 15-yard line. Before we talked with Coach Kozel about the strength of this Sargent offense.
Well, I think the strength of our offense is our speed and our diversity. I feel like we have 5 kids that are very explosive, both backs and both ends. You know, primarily we've ran the ball this year, and it had to do with a little bit of us. You know, we have good running backs and good speed, but I think that sometimes when we've got to head big early in the games, we haven't had to pass. But when we do pass, we're effective. Have 2 receivers that can really run and catch the ball, in Williams and Horky. And so I think diversity and speed is probably the strengths of our offense.
Mike Kozel with the carry out near that first down. He might be a little bit short to bring up 3rd down.
Well, I tell you, I know Musney gets a lot of the headlines here, but this young man, number 25, can play both offensively and defensively. He's getting it done.
He's part of the Brester family that we talked about at the top of the show.
He just looks like a football player, doesn't he?
Long a fixture in the Howells repertoire.
3rd and short, right up the middle, and a 1st down for Sargent.
You take a look at how Sargent wants to attack you offensively. You see where they can cause you fits, especially when they get in that 2-by-1 set, because they can come back and run to the open side, and it really puts the linebacker to that side in a bind. He has got a decision to make, and if he doesn't run as well as your guy, you've got numbers on offense if you're Sargent.
So now from the 21. Sargent give up the middle. Nothing there for Kozel. Let's go down to the field to John Bishop. John.
You're seeing Kozel get a lot more carries in this game. Unfortunately, that is because Jed Fenske had an ankle injury, a high ankle sprain. We've heard a lot about that in recent weeks around here. Well, it was limiting him last week. He had a boot on it. They were hoping to get him back to full or close to 100%, but just watching him down here, and you can watch him walk to the line of scrimmage right now, you can tell he's got a noticeable hobble, and he has definitely been slowed. A guy who has scored just over 3 carries. Every 3 carries he finds the end zone, but today he is definitely slowed by that high ankle sprain.
Yeah, that's it's obvious when you see him walk there. He had over 1,500 yards rushing on the season. That's a big piece of the offense to take out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And again, if you're Coach Kozel, I think, Adrian, we're alluding to it. I think you have to stay with trying to spread Howells out.
Sure.
I know they kind of get in what would be the equivalent to a pro formation, kind of with that tight wing set. I really think if they want to have some success, they got to go back to those 2-by-1 sets and really spread Howells out.
You do. You need to do that with this Howells ball club, and hopefully with all of the running that's going to go on with that, you're going to tire them out a little bit. So see if that'll happen.
False confession, fake evidence, a murder mystery from Murdoch, Nebraska. Tonight at 10 on NAT television, it's CSI on trial. How did a murder investigation put 2 innocent men in jail? We sift through confidential documents, listen to court testimony, and speak to people swept up in a stunning, true-life crime drama. See what NAT News uncovers when investigating a murder becomes a crime. Watch CSI on trial tonight at 10 on NAT1 and NAT HD. 2nd down and 8. We have motion. Flags on.
Well, it looked like perhaps Ryan Mosier, the center, might have moved just a tad up there.
Yeah, it's just tough to be in situations where you have to go backwards. You need all the momentum you can get. Those are drive potential killers.
Beg your pardon, I believe it was Balfour on that move.
So that will back Howells up 5. They can back Sargent up 5 yards. 2nd down and 13 now for Mike Spears' club. Down 22-0 is Sargent. Fake the give, look up top, going down the field. Double coverage. Tried to find Fenske sprinting down the field, but covered well by the Bobcats.
Trying to get that ball out there deep. Just throw it out there and hopefully let Fenske run under the pass. A little bit overthrown on the action in that double coverage, but tough to complete that pass.
Twin connection just a little bit off there, trying to split the seam. Just lacks a little bit of his, Jed just seems to be lacking a little bit of that initial burst.
Fenske on the year, a 70% completion rate. 61 of 86. He'll go to the air again under a lot of pressure early. Rolls out to his left, looks upfield. He'll be knocked down after a gain of 2 or 3 on 3rd down and long, and that'll force Sargent to punt.
If you want a definition of relentless, just look at the guys in the black jerseys today. They are really playing all over the field and playing well and getting after everybody.
Got to feel pretty good if you're Howells and you're playing 2 linebackers at the 2nd level, and one of them's named Brester and the other one's named Musney.
So 4th down and 10. Ball taken and hit immediately. Fenske down there on the coverage. Stops him at the 23-yard line. That's where Howells will take over.
Now that play in and of itself, watch this hit here. And this play in and of itself, you know, you think perhaps watching the game no big deal, but it may be a big deal to their defense. I mean, a good kick coverage, a good hit on the play, and able to toss that receiver back a couple of yards. It may spark them. Let's see. They need some sort of spark. Sargent needs some sort of spark to get back in this game.
That, and obviously Fenske's your leader, and you see him with Sargent down 22-0. He's still playing hard. That's something to rally around. Take a look at that overload set defensively for Sargent again.
Musney and Brester give to Musney. Plenty of room up the middle. Musney still on his feet, out near the 33 and close to another 1st down.
And a good job by Howells to read that and go away from it.
Well, Saturday night at 6:30 Central, Nebraska Stories meets with former football players to talk about the Husker walk-on program. Plus, see a story on the Nebraska Sandhills Cranes and a forest located in the middle of Omaha. Watch Nebraska Stories Saturday night, 6:30 Central on NET1 and NET HD.
Might have to tune in to see where that is.
Tell you what, that's a nice show. I don't know if you guys...
I don't get outside my neighborhood much. There's a forest. I want to see it.
1st down and 10 for Howells, up 22-0. The keeper by Bellina. Bellina hit right at the line of attack by Fenske, still on his feet. Bellina struggling for yardage. Bellina with a gain of about 2 on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th effort.
Toughest 2 yards we might see today.
He's got some serious eye black on there. Did you see that, folks? Look at that.
That's a trademark of that Howells team, isn't it?
Yeah.
Been down there in the field earlier when they were warming up, and they got it. Well, see the eye black there on Prokacek, their center.
Larry, when you were doing it, you called it cheek black.
That's right. 2nd down and 7. Musney with the toss. He's got plenty of room. Musney finally drug down at about the 20-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Theo Williams.
Now Howells is Sargent is in a bind here. Take a look at this toss play. See, Fenske's just slow to play over the top. You know, he gets scooped, and now you just get a soft edge. He has got to get over the top. And he's the free run defender there, and as he gets caught up in the wash, watch this crease just open up.
Yeah, well, look at the blocking, however, too. Bellina was involved in that. Brester was involved in that. Bujita involved. It's just well done, well timed, and well blocked.
117 yards on the day for Musney after that 24-yard gain, and that puts him over 2,000 on the year. The quick give up the middle and pounding away in there once again is Brester. Down on the field to John Bishop.
On that second to last play, Jed Fenske, we just talked about him a little bit ago in the high ankle sprain. He came hobbling off the field. In fact, hopped off the field on one leg. That ankle has finally given way, and you can see very dejected right now as he looks down on the turf, and he probably realizes his game and his season is done.
Jed Fenske, the 5'8", 160-pound junior, twin of Guy Fenske, had that high ankle sprain a couple of games ago, missed one playoff game.
Another number 3 around these parts that's got a high ankle sprain as well.
That's right. Stay tuned, huh?
Amen.
22-0 Howells. 1st and goal from inside the 10. Toss play, Musney, he's got room again. Musney driving toward the goal line, comes up about a yard short.
Adrian alluded to it earlier about Musney's patience. Sargent's counter to that soft edge that they've been giving up is to force the issue. What does Musney do? Waits for the kick out block and hits it underneath.
Yep. And I tell you what, they're going to have to figure out another way to do it, because Nathan Bujita and Jared Bujita are just having a field day as far as blocking goes out there so far. And then throwing Bellina with a block every now and then, and also Corey Brester. It's just incredible how they're blocking their offense thus far.
Second down and goal. Toss to Musney. He's stacked up in the backfield.
I'll tell you, with Brester and Bujita and Bellina, and gives new meaning to the term killer bees. This has just been an onslaught from this bunch.
You got killer bees today and rodeo runs, so we're in good shape, fans.
It's all about the alliteration.
There's Mike Spears.
Just giving us those English folks, guys that like to study, a chance to be humored by our broadcast.
Third down and goal. The give right up the middle and pounding in there once again. Corey Brester for the touchdown.
I'm a fan. I'm officially a fan of this young man. He does a lot of things well, and he plays the game the way that it is supposed to be played. He is out there playing hard. Got his jersey on tuck, got the eye black. I'm not usually a fan of style, but when you add this much substance, you can wear your gear however you want to.
His 13th touchdown of the year, Corey Brester. He's been very, very productive, obviously. 13 touchdowns, over 500 yards now for the year. What is he on today here? He's about 56, so he's well over 500 yards rushing, and plus doing a great job blocking.
Remember, all the eye black you want to, young fella.
Just keep running the rodeo.
So the 2-point conversion. Howells on top, 28-zip. Give to Musney. They'll do the halfback pass again, and it's complete. 2-point conversion. The toss back to Bellina.
Little wrinkle. I tell you, it's just a lot to defend.
He had a wide open receiver deep in the end zone, deep corner. Either way, able to go, but he zipped it in there to Bellina.
2-point conversion good. Howells now on top, 30-0. Another look at the touchdown.
Boy, that's just real road grading going on up there up front. Bujita just clearing the path.
Good game planning too by Mike Spears. Brester came in with just 488 yards rushing on the year, but they obviously recognize they have the advantage in power. Hey, I want to remind everybody, coming up at halftime, we're going to chat with the NSAA about girls golf championships. We'll also take a look at all the first half highlights and bring you the stats as well. We can tell you right now, 125 yards from Trent Musney and Mike Spears' offense as they are rolling 30-0 over Sargent.
And Larry, as a team, Howells 211 yards total. Sargent 19.
Wow. So the kick will go deep. Back to receive it is Sargent. Brings it out to about the 19-yard line. They're going to call it down. Ball came out. Official quickly pointing the ball down.
Good. 125 yards is a lot on a 100-yard field with 11 guys. That's a boatload on an 80-yard field.
Keep grinding out the yardage. Good kick here to kick it in the corner, kind of limit that return as far as direction goes.
Sargent caught a break there with that quick whistle.
You kick it into one corner or the other, and it really, really cuts down the ability of the receiver as far as his choices go. He's pretty much got one way to go, as you saw on that play right there. You kick it in the middle, he can go either way, but kick it in the corner, he's pretty much limited to that corner and upfield.
Fensky dropping back under a lot of pressure. Good coverage downfield. He'll roll to his right. As he puts that shoulder pad down and drives forward for a gain of about 4.
Oh, he's a good athlete.
Did you see the moves out there to get away from? I thought for sure they had the sack on him. Watch the moves.
It's a playmaker out here trying to make plays.
But he was trapped back there in the backfield. And somehow gets out of that and gets upfield and makes some yardage.
Bring up second down and 6. 30-0 Howells. 30 points, the most points scored all year on this Sargent team. Second down and 6. Fensky up top again. Tipped around, nearly picked off.
So the adjustment Howells made defensively. Now they've got both linebackers stacked outside those defensive ends, really protecting the edges there with Musney and Bressner.
Good coverage that time by Tyler Bressner, 14. He has 3 interceptions on the year. Almost had the 4th right there. He had the ball in his hands. Ball thrown up a little bit high and to the right of the intended receiver, and Bressner there just could not find the handle on the football.
Minute 48 left here in the second quarter. 3rd down and 6. Sargent to throw again.
Got room.
Under pressure, he'll pull it down. Good little move at the point and charges his way for the first down out past the 30. Nice carry by Guy Fenske.
He gives kind of that look just now as if to say, goodness, keep playing hard. Got his head up. I like when quarterbacks scramble and they keep their head up, looking to make plays downfield.
Yeah, and plus he knew where he needed to go for the first down. Got that with about a yard to spare. His team keeps possession with 1:25 and counting. Possible to set up a score here.
1st and 10. Fenske drops again. Out of the backfield. Nice pass caught by Kozel. He's got room. Kozel inside the 30 down to about the 25-yard line. Nice gain by Tyke Kozel on the throw from Guy Fenske.
Fenske just checking down right there, Damon.
And that's been there. He just hasn't had time to deliver the football.
And you may see Sargent continue to go to the passing game here to just loosen up that Howells defense a little bit. But they've still got plenty of time here. 1:09, clock is stopped right now. They're at the 25-yard line.
Again to throw. Over the middle. Got him.
Yeah.
Good catch. Williams, another first down. Sargent beginning to open it up now.
It's there for the taking. Conceptually, I really like what they're doing in the passing game. They're almost flooding the zone. They got 3 receivers releasing to the one side, and it's for 2 defenders basically. Musney's got to make a decision. Is he going to honor the run game, or is he going to get back in pass defense?
Inside 1 minute. Fenske again under pressure. He'll pull it down. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Brian Byer. Byer 102 tackles on the year for the 6'4 junior.
You'd think when you take a team out of their normal function on offense, that is running the football for Sargent, it might lend to your defense. But in this case, Sargent really throwing the ball well, finding those open seams in the defense and moving the ball upfield. 50 seconds left here, as you see. And again, Sargent an opportunity to crack the board. And if they can get that done, maybe they go into the halftime and come out with a little bit more spirit than they may have had they not been able to score. We'll see how it all unfolds here from about the 15 now.
So Sargent going to the air more frequently here in this final drive. Inside 50 seconds, or right at 50 seconds left here in this first half of play.
You see Sargent, they get the swing route from one of the backs, they get the vertical by the wideout, and the out route by the tight end, all to the strength. So it'll be interesting to see Howell's adjustment. It's football at the end of the day is fairly simple: running, blocking, tackling, and throwing.
2nd down and 10. Fenske back again, goes up top. Right through the hands, incomplete.
Be a hold there. Let's spin around.
Play you need to make. Number 22, the intended receiver, Casey Richards. Just caught 3 passes on the year, but he's been able to do good things with his receptions. 116 yards on those 3 receptions, and he needs to catch this one right here. As you see, Fenske, good delivery, good throw. Make the play.
Hit about 91, 92 on the jugs right there.
Yeah. So that'll bring up 3rd down. Make it 2nd down will be replayed after they step off the penalty.
That hold, that's a big time. That's a big penalty here.
2nd down and 20. Ball at the 25. Fenske under pressure. Sneaks out of there, and he'll be drugged down after a gain of about 5 down to the 20-yard line.
One thing about it, once the play develops, Howells reacts very, very well. They're very quick to react to the play. You saw that right there, intended to be a pass. That was covered, and so Fenske up inside, and Howells reacts very quickly.
Time ticking away here in this first half, inside 20 seconds now. as Sargent trying to get on the board. And movement again, it looked like, along that offensive line for Sargent.
So Coach Kosher, you might want to take a timeout here, kind of, well, maybe doesn't want to give Howells a chance to regroup, but you might want to try to take a look at, you got 2 plays to make, 25 yards here in 10 seconds.
He's got to go to the end zone, though, here, Damon, don't you think?
Yeah, I think he might open it up here.
Got to go, at least go to the end zone now and see what you have left, and then maybe again.
Richards wide to the top of the screen. Kozel out of the backfield under pressure once again. Is Fensky, and another flag as we tick down to 3 seconds. And it looks like holding again. So much pressure, guys, coming from that front of Howells.
Yeah, Howells just getting a chance to pin their ears back. It's third and long and second and long, and on all these obvious passing downs, these guys are just pinning their ears back and coming. It's Bujita again. Goodness gracious.
Brian Byer was held from that left defensive end position, so that will back them up 10 more yards.
Brokachik is playing well too. We haven't called his name much, but he is wreaking havoc from that right defensive end spot. He's a big kid. He's got good size. I'd like him in Class A.
6'5", 238, Jordan Brokachik.
I'd like him anywhere at that size.
Familiar name in the Husker football. Gary Brokachik, Mel Brokachik, both former Husker players.
Just causing all. If you're Howells, you'd almost like to see a screen or a draw here just to kind of negate that pass rush, but you don't really have time to kind of to set that up.
Well, and the way Howells reacts, as I said earlier, they really react very, very well. They're very quick to the ball.
There's what we have coming up over the next 2 days on NET Sports. Of course, we start out this morning in Class D2 with Sargent and Howells. Later today at 2:30, the Jays will take on Creighton. West Point CC taking on Creighton in Class D1. In Class A, it's an all-Millard battle for the 3rd consecutive year, guys. Millard North and Millard South. Of course, South winning the state championship last year. And then you see the lineup for tomorrow on NET. Busy couple of days here on NET as we crown 6 state championships, going deep down the field and just over the head of Richards, and that will end the first half of play. It has been all about Howells. The Bobcats controlling play here. They're on top 30-0 over the Sargent Bulldogs, and guys, it's really been one of those dominating Howells performances we've become used to.
Sargent's come back a little bit in terms of numbers here in late in the second quarter. 21 plays on the day for 70 yards. Those numbers were way down prior to this last drive. And Howells, 33 plays, 211 yards.
John Bishop is down in the field with Mike Spears. John.
Coach, you're looking fine, actually. You just asked before we got on camera, and your offensive and defensive lines, the line of scrimmage, you guys are owning them right now.
Yeah, right now our kids up front are playing really good, and I ask where am I looking, not how am I looking.
Oh, I see.
I know how I'm looking. I just never know where to look. No, the kids are they're playing hard up front. We're able to get some movement up front offensively, and that's what we got to keep doing. And right now, defensively, I think we're winning the one-on-one battles up front with our linemen when they're trying to throw.
I know Corey Brester's not one of your big stat guys, but I think unofficially I've got him for about 12 broke tackles in this game. He is playing great football.
Yeah, we're just playing hard, a hard-nosed kid, and that's what we hope to get out of him, and that's what he's delivering right now.
Good luck in the second half.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks, John. Thanks, Mike. We are at half of the Class D2 state championship. Sargent and Howells, the Bobcats, leading it 30-0.
I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. I just wanna be okay today. I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. I just wanna be okay today. I just wanna feel today, feel today, feel today. I just wanna feel something today. I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. I just wanna be okay today.
Always there when the day begins. And we exist to generate your power, deliver it safely, and answer your call. We are always there through snow and storm. We reconnect lives and make things brighter for your family and ours. Nebraska Public Power District. Always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
This is NET Television.
Along with Adrian Fiala, I'm Kevin Kugler. The next Big Red Wrap-Up is on Wednesday.
And Kevin will recap Nebraska's game with A&M, and our special guest will be former Husker and receiver analyst Matt Davison.
Don't forget the Wrap-Up is on Wednesday, right here on NET, Nebraska's home for sports.
NET sports coverage of the 2010 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by U.S. Bank, committed to customer service through performance, products, and people. U.S. Bank, proud sponsor of high school athletics on NET, member FDIC. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, one less thing to worry about. And by Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, grants, and college planning services. So welcome back to Memorial Stadium. We are in the Class D2 championship at halftime, and it has been all Bobcats. They lead it 30-0. We are joined at halftime by one of the assistant directors of the NSAA, Bud Dahlstrom. He joins us, and a lot going on in the NSAA, obviously, this time of year with a lot of state championships. I know girls golf had some changes this year.
Well, we did. Girls golf is the first of our fall state championships. That starts our run, and this year we had a new community host one of the classes for girls golf. The first time Columbus in a number of years had hosted an NSAA girls golf championship, and the Quail Run Golf Course was the site for that Class C competition. Of course, Class A was hosted for the third time by Norfolk Country Club, and Class B this year was held at Indian Head Golf Course in Grand Island. So we depend heavily on our host communities to provide volunteers. It takes about 200 volunteers for the combined three classes for people that serve as scoring monitors and rules officials and help with the scoreboard and things like that. So all the communities did a great job. We had 2 good days of weather this time, so the girls liked that. Yeah. They competed and represented their schools well.
Now, hosting in 3 different cities, I know, Norfolk, Grand Island, and Columbus, what kind of unique challenges does that create for you, all of a sudden adding another community?
Well, obviously, it takes a little more prep time. We have planning meetings in all the communities ahead of time, and we do that as the season approaches. Really, we do that starting in August, and then we make sure that they have all the information they need, and as we get close to the district tournaments, which is how the players qualify to get to that final championship, we prepare them and make sure they have everything they need, get everyone's assignments out to them, and get ready to start that first day's play.
So there, look at the results from this year, and I know the girls certainly enjoyed that nice weather this year after having very poor weather a year ago. Your champion in Class A was Omaha Marion. Scotts Bluff won it in Class B, and in Class C, it was Boone Central. I know you also handle some of the marketing duties for the NSAA. Talk about how valuable the sponsors are that you have, because I know you have some terrific sponsors helping the NSAA.
Absolutely. We are very fortunate to have great corporate partners. U.S. Bank has been our premier corporate partner, now going on 14 years. They provide support for all the high school members in our association, and, of course, sponsor the Believers and Achievers program, which recognizes 48 deserving high school seniors each year, and eventually culminating in 8 college scholarships in the spring at their awards banquet. U.S. Cellular is in their 3rd year as a supporting corporate partner. They sponsor the U.S. Cellular Cup. And Farmers Insurance has come on and is in their 2nd year as sponsor of the Farmers School Sportsmanship Award program, emphasizing the right kind of behaviors and good citizenship in high school competition, whether it's in the athletic area or even in the fine arts area. Have the right attitude and to display the right behaviors while they're competing.
And the great thing about those sponsors is they really allow you to recognize kids, not just on the field, but off the field. The Believers in Achievers obviously been around for a while, but allow you the opportunity to recognize kids for a lot of different things that the NSAA stands for.
Exactly. You know, we talk about high school activities as being the other half of education. It really is important. It keeps kids engaged in what they're doing in school. It creates interest in the community for the programs they're involved in. But, of course, academics comes first, and that's what we try to do to get the kids the best education possible in Nebraska.
And participation in athletics and extracurricular always leads to success in other areas in high school sports and athletics and competition, which is why what you do is so important. We certainly appreciate you being here. Thanks, Bud.
Thanks, Larry. It's great to be here.
That's Bud Dahlstrom, one of the associate directors with the NSAA. We're at halftime. It's 30-0. Howells on top of Sargent.
You know, many years ago when I was about 8 years old, I got the opportunity to watch a box turtle behind my house lay her eggs. And watching that turtle go through all that effort, that just piqued my curiosity, and I wanted to learn more and read more. My entire job is science. I want children to get connected with science and utilize the technology and the engineering abilities, because each one of us has the ability to change the world.
To find out what you can do to inspire a young person, visit connectamillionminds.com.
A diesel-powered engine on a farm works hard and operates in a grueling environment. Soy biodiesel fuels stand up to the challenge of powering farm equipment, but are also renewable and environmentally responsible as well. The Nebraska Soybean Board is committed to encouraging the use of soy biodiesel to protect the environment and sustain Nebraska's agriculture. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Billboard's top world music artist, Celtic Thunder, returns with their all-new dazzling special, Celtic Thunder Christmas.
Sunday, November 28th at 8:30 Central on NET1 and NET HD. Plus, tune in to find out how you can meet the members of Celtic Thunder.
NET Sports coverage of the 2010 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, applauding the dedication, teamwork, and sportsmanship of Nebraska high school athletes. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nebraskasoybeans.org. And by Time Warner Cable, inspiring young people to build the skills they need in science, technology, engineering, and math to become the problem solvers of tomorrow. Another impressive performance by those Howells Bobcats. We've come used to these, 30-0 at halftime, along with Damon Benning, Adrian Fiala. I'm Larry Putney. Great to have you with us here at Memorial Stadium for the D2 State Championship, kicking off 6 different state championships. We'll bring you on NET. But, guys, you talk about the Howells performance here in the first half. It's really what we've seen so many other times from them.
We've really expected the power from Howells. We have seen that. 211 yards total offense of 177 rushing. And Trent Musney has most of that. As we see the highlights right here, Howells showing the defense right here. They played well on defense too. Shut out Sargent, Damon in the first half.
Yeah, Sargent's offensive highlights, they're few and far between, but the one thing that we can see that's about the same is they've got Howells out in space. They got to continue that in the second half.
So here then, guys, look at the Howells Bobcats, and right away, it was that halfback pass that they've now completed 6 times in the last 3 games.
Take a look at Musney here. He's just a load.
Don't see him pass much as Musney just keeps rolling. Tyler Brester here. As we talked about, rodeo runs in the first set, just keeps shredding people. Musney in the end zone right there.
Musney, guys, with 125 yards, 2 touchdowns in this first half.
It's just a demoralizing 1-2 punch as we take a look at 21 and 25 with Musney and Brester.
And the locking up front, but the Budgeter brothers and Rakacek really doing a great job. There are the numbers.
Take a look at the stats. It's all Bobcats, 211 to 70 in total yards, 3 for 3 through the air. When Howells passes, it's very efficient and effective.
about that time of possession. That, you know, when a team keeps it on the ground like that, and it's, you know, it's 50, they've almost doubled you up. That's, you know, you got to come back at the half and see if you can get your legs back, because physically it's as difficult as it is emotionally, where you just don't have that many possessions.
So we're at halftime of the D2 championship. Howells taking care of Sargent, 30-0.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. Across Nebraska, the nation, and everywhere in between, U.S. Bank provides financial, trust, and investment services to individuals, large corporations, and small businesses. Wherever you go, whether it's in person, on the phone, or on the World Wide Web, you'll find U.S. Bank. You'll find more than 50,000 U.S. bankers, home of the 5-star service guarantee.
Farmers rely on it. Businesses depend on it. Families trust it. It is public power. And at NPPD, we know Nebraskans don't take it for granted. That's why every dollar is reinvested into the system. The power plants, transmission lines, and utility employees that deliver safe and reliable electricity to you. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility.
What inspired me to pursue a career in technology was the fact that I have kids. We need the internet. They wouldn't be able to do any of their research without it. It's really important for our children to think science and technology is important. I believe that all kids should look towards technology because that's where the world is going. Get involved in all of the science activities because all of that experience can lead you a long way.
To find out what you can do to inspire a young person, visit connectamillionminds.com.
When you meet with your trusted advisors to review your year-end giving plans, consider naming NET as a charitable beneficiary in your estate plan. Thank you for ensuring that the impact of public television continues for generations to come. For more information, please feel free to call me or visit our website.
Back at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska for the D2 state championship, the first of 6 over the next 2 days. 30-0 Bobcats. Let's go down to the field to John.
Coach, we see Jed Fenske walking out in the boot, and it doesn't look like he's going to be back second half.
No, he won't back. He got rolled up on again, and he hurt it, so he's done for the day.
Talk about what these guys have been doing that has made it so difficult for you. I mean, it seems like they controlled the line of scrimmage.
Oh, they're dominant up front. They've pushed us around a little bit, and we've had some trouble stopping them. They're just strong, and they're very physical up front, and it's caused us big problems.
Any chance you can try to take advantage of your speed in the second half, spreading the field a little more? What do you look to do?
Well, that's what the kids thought. Kids thought that maybe we could keep on running some speed option. And, you know, we made some mistakes just in execution where we just, you know, for some reason we panicked and didn't play real well there for a little bit and hurt us. So we're going to try to regroup and get out there and do the best we can this half.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, John. And chat with Mike Kozel, the head coach of the Sargent Bulldogs. And there's a look at number 3, Jed Fenske, the 5'8 junior who did not play last week because of that high ankle sprain, and you see he's back in the boot, as John mentioned, and he will be out this second half. You lose 35 touchdowns and 1,500-plus yards out of your offense, it's going to affect you.
And plus, he's the leading tackler, Larry, on the ball club, too, with the 162, maybe 163 or 4 tackles there. I don't know how many he had today so far, but, again, a quality player, quality young man, and the injury takes him out here in the second half of the finals. But he's still going to have the opportunity to cheer his team on and see if they can find some spark to get themselves back in the ball game.
Well, if you'd like a DVD of this game or any of the NSAA football or volleyball championships that were played last week for that matter, you can go to netnebraska.org/sports or call 1-800-868-1868 and order your DVD for just $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Be sure to specify the sport, school, and class when you order by phone. It really is a lasting memory for the entire family. NET is Nebraska's home for sports. Class D2 state championship underway here. We are about ready to kick things off in the third quarter between the Howells Bobcats and the Sargent Bulldogs. And Sargent really, guys, will get the ball to start this second half. And at this point, you want to get a little confidence back and a little rhythm and try to do the things you do well.
I think you want to build. Yeah, you want to build off the little bit of success you had on that last drive. and it was done via the air if you're Sargent. And again, we've talked about it. It's kind of been the reoccurring thing. When you're having a hard time handling people up front, try to spread them out as best you can and play matchups out there on the perimeter.
Absolutely. They had good success. Those offensive numbers came up there in that last series that we saw Sargent perform in there in the second quarter. So I think you'll see the ball a little more in the air, more so than they would like. But if they're going to get themselves back in the offensive rhythm, they need to do something to get themselves able to move down the field, put a score or two up, get themselves back into the ballgame. You have that goose egg up there right now. You got a long way to go, down 30-0, but you've got to do something, make a statement early here in the third quarter.
We are at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska for the Class D2 State Championship, along with John Bishop on the field, Damon Binning and Adrian Fiala. I'm Larry Putney. Good to have you with us as we will bring you 6 different state championships over the next 2 days. Of course, later today at 2:30, the Class D1. Tonight, the Class A State Championship. Be sure to join us on Facebook.com/NET Sports, where you can connect and see behind-the-scenes action on our Facebook page. So it will be the Bobcats kicking off to the Bulldogs here to start this second half. In there to kick it away. Schlottman squibs it along the ground, picked up by, fallen on by Williams. So Williams will fall on it. It will be Sargent's ball at about the 13-yard line. So here comes that Sargent Bulldog offense. Led by that man, Guy Finsky. Finsky over 1,500 yards rushing on the season, 1,300 yards passing. Nearly 14 yards per carry for Finsky. He has been shut down today by this very tough Howells defense. They'll give it up the middle and a flag on the first play of the second half. In motion.
Take a look at the replay. Sargent trying to go to a little bit of that ghost motion where they fake the reverse. Going to try to keep that backside from being a factor in the run game there.
Offense. So motion called against the offense. That'll back him up 5 yards. Replay first down. First down and 15 for Mike Koziel, who's in his 13th year at Sargent, 7th year as head coach. 103-36 is his career record. Sargent High School never won a state championship, playing for their first here today. So Finsky back under center. Option right, Finsky will keep it. Tucks it up inside, and Finsky with a gain of 2 out to the 15.
Looking at that option play right there, Finsky setting up for that, but guys, that play really needs to happen a lot quicker.
Yeah.
It really does. If it's going to work, and they do have the speed to do it. They have the speed and the quickness to run that, but it needs to happen a lot quicker.
I think when you get pounded on by a team, you start to question.
You bet.
You question everything you're doing out there.
And you anticipate hits coming too.
Second down and 13. Finsky back to throw. Wide open Williams. He found him. Williams gets the sideline and out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. So a nice gain by Williams after the catch.
Beat Sam Schlottman out there to the boundary.
That's the route that's been there too, the little out route. He just hasn't had time to deliver it. You know, you get the vertical by the #1 receiver up top and a little out route by the #2 receiver. It has been there for the pickings. He just has not had time to stand and deliver.
Richards back into the game now for the Bulldogs. First down and 10 from the 36 for Sargent. Finsky on the toss. Koziel has it. Koziel has room. Looking for the corner. Koziel run out of bounds. And a nice gain by Tyke Koziel. Down to the 25, make it 26-yard line on the carry.
I'm a big fan of that from Koziel. I always try to tell our running backs, you see the crease, be the crease. You take a look at it, open up, and watch him just hit it. Just got skinny through the hole and accelerated. That's a nice job on that toss.
You saw Tyler Bresser there, the corner, come up, and he needed to just plant and contain that play. He got blocked out of the play.
22-yard gain by Koziel, his best gain of the day. They'll give it right back to him again. This time he's stacked up on that left side. And the big guy, Nate Budgeta there, number 81, 6'2", 240-pound sophomore. Last year, before the state championship game, we heard Mike Spears tell us that he had a lot of young talent before last year's state title game, and I think we're seeing that young talent has grown up and become a pretty dominant team for Mike Spears.
Well, the two Budgeter brothers are underclassmen. Jordan Bukacek, he's a junior. He's got another year to go.
That's scary.
A whole bunch. Whole bunch.
Scary for the rest of Class D2, or whatever class they might end up in the next year and a half. They've been C2, D1, D2 over the last 11 years, going after yet another state championship.
Great job on that last play by Mitch Bellinup, playing that other corner on that far side. Came up, kept that inside shoulder to the inside, obviously, and kept that arm free to the outside and just forced everything in to shut that play down immediately.
That'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Sargent Bulldogs. 3rd and 12. The toss looks downfield. Kozel has a man open. Tipped at the last second. Great job getting into the air by Mitch Bellina to tip that away. He had a man open in Williams.
Really good recovery there. He was open on the post route. Bellina did a good job falling back into the play.
See it here as the ball's going to go out. Bellina finally reads the quarterback. He had it actually judged all the way. Good job. Yep. First, according to our numbers, that first pass he has knocked down, first pass broken up for Mitch Bellina. 67 totals or tackles on the year, but his first pass broken up.
There was a flag on the play, holding called against the Bulldogs, so the Bobcats will march them backwards. That'll bring up 3rd down and 24. So no doubt anticipating that.
Got to play for
Bulldogs.
this in your playbook, Aid?
Well, we know that the passing game is the way they're going to make yards. So
trips
receivers here.
Aid, the better answer there was, Damon, do you have one in your playbook? In motion across the set. Tossed high and over the head of Williams. That'll bring up 4th down. Do you, Damon?
No.
Yeah.
You just got to stay on schedule if you're Sargent offensively, because you understand it's tough enough sledding as is when it's 2nd and 3rd and conventional, let alone 3rd and long.
They're going to have to throw it, obviously, to make anything against this defense. And my thought is, let's run something that is counter. Let's run 2 receivers one way and bring one back underneath as we watch the punt here.
Ridge Horkey kicks it away over the head of Brester. What a great punt. Nice backward spin on that. Down at about the 3-yard line. So pinning Howells deep.
Is that how you use your lob wedge?
That's it. Well, it doesn't spin like that, I promise. Hey, next Tuesday on NET Television, you can follow the 2006 Husker volleyball team on its journey to winning the 2006 National Championship in front of a sold-out crowd in Omaha. Remember the victory and learn the history behind the nation's premier women's volleyball program as NET Television presents Nebraska Volleyball Dream Like a Champion. That's next Tuesday night, November 30th, 8 Central Time. You can catch it here on NET1 or NET HD. Terrific show following that magical year of the Nebraska volleyball team back in 2006 when they won the national title. So 30-0 Bobcats. We are in the 3rd quarter of this Class D2 championship game. Good job by the Bulldogs to pin the Bobcats deep. Musney motions out of the backfield. The give up the middle. Nothing there for Corey Brester.
A little pinch there. You know, Adrian, it's going to be tough here for Sargent here. Howells has showed the ability to hit you inside and out. Hard to kind of settle in on what you want to try to take away here. They've been very susceptible to that toss, but Brester's gashed them inside as well.
Yeah, they're just too much power, too much in the way of confusion as far as offensive plays go. Sargent just not able to deal with all of it.
Casey Sayers now into the ball game for the Bobcats. The toss to Musney. Musney picking his way out past the 1st down, and it's a Howells first of the gain of about 8 yards on the play.
Just tough to get the run fits on that toss. You have to honor the fact it can hit you on the edge, and you want to string it outside, and then he's so patient to get inside that kick-out block.
I might have called the 1st down a bit prematurely. They will measure as we get one more look.
See, you take a look at Fenske. Yeah. He's got to honor the fact that, you know, that play could come to him, but you know, and you don't want to play over the top and get too wide. It just really puts you in a bind with Musney's ability to have patience on that stretch toss.
You were right, Larry. First down.
Great eyesight.
Good call. Good call. But it's still incredible how he waits. He waits for it all to develop. He waits for Jared Bujita, Jordan Bukacek to make their block. He waits for Corey Brester to make his block. And then he finds that seam, finds that crease. And I don't know that even if Sargent could get the people where they need to be, I don't know if they can handle it.
Musney in the semifinals, 25 carries, 141 yards, already at 133 on 21 carries here in the state championship. Fake the give. Bellina keeps it. Bellina has some room. He's got speed as well. Out to midfield. Here goes Bellina at the 20. Bellina all the way. Touchdown, Howells.
We talk about well conceived. You had the trap fake, the fake jet reverse. You pull the backside guard. That is beautiful.
You watch on this play, number 81, Nathan Bujita downfield.
Look at
As you
Bukacek
see
get
the
out
long
there and
motion.
pull.
Yeah, there's Bukacek, but watch right there. One block by Bujita, and he's going to get downfield a little more, and there he is right there coming into your picture. But well done. That long motion, get your eye as a defender. That gets your eye going one way, you come back the other. And then a good block, Bujita leading the way, and Bukacek getting down, as you said, Damon, just almost impossible to stop it.
2-point conversion try now. Toss back to Musney, and Musney walks in for the 2 points. So now 38-0. Howells on top. Another look at that 67-yard touchdown run.
Brester did a good job sealing off the backside.
Yeah, and again, don't forget about Nathan. Those two guys really handled that play along with Bukacek very well. And Bellina all the way in. A series that started at their 3-yard line.
I'm gonna go try to find a 6'5", 240-pound right guard that I can get out there and pull with too. That was nice. Nice short set pull.
Just a reminder that NET is your ticket to exciting sports action right in your living room. You can help us deliver inspiring sports programming by joining the NET Sports Partners Club. Your contribution helps to ensure that your favorite sports programs continue for years to come, and you'll receive some great thank you gifts with NET's appreciation of your support. Log on to netnebraska.org/sportspartners and become a member today. Certainly the way that we can continue to bring you terrific sports programming throughout the year, not just the state high school football championships, but so many state championships and Husker athletics throughout the season. A little squib kick by Schlottman along the ground. Ball is loose and still out there. Finally recovered by Sargent.
So better get after that one. Danger, it'll look like perhaps Howells was going to get downfield and cover that kick. That ball's live. Anybody can go for it. And
got by Ridge Horkey.
Yeah.
Horkey finally getting on top of it. Down at about the 8-yard line. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Sargent offense, trying to get something going against this very tough Howells Bobcat defense. And a flag before the snap. Looked like Bujita got a little over anxious there.
It'll be Howell's first penalty of the night.
I think it is.
Or the morning, I should say.
Sargent 7 penalties on the day. And that is indeed the first one on Howells.
So Howells got a penalty before they punt it. And what are the odds?
That's right.
Ball's on the ground.
And covered by Fenske, so Fenske and Mosier don't connect on the snap. Bring up 2nd down now after the loss of 1. Take a look at Howells this season. They have just dominated opponents throughout the year. 40-20, 42-14, 44-6, and that's just in the playoffs. 38-0 here in the state championship game. Toss out to Kojal. Kojal tries to get the corner, forced out of bounds.
And Larry, on average for the year, the Howells defense has limited opponents' offense to under 100 yards rushing and under 100 yards passing per game. 97 yards rushing they've limited the opponent to, and 82 yards passing. So what we're seeing by their defense today is I mean, it's usual for them.
Par
it's
for the
nothing
course.
new. You bet. They're used to doing it.
These wide splits by these ends.
Fake on the give, rolled with his right, looking downfield is Fensky. He avoids Byer, Byer right back on him, and Byer along with Budgeta both there for the tackle.
A recipe for disaster. Byer sitting outside, he's almost in a 7 technique, just anticipating Sargent trying to get to the edge. Makes that play really tough from the get-go.
And Byer works off the block. Watch him here, number 40. He's going to work off that block right there, keep it under control, and ready to make a hit if he needs to, but he keeps it inside. Then he gets help. It looks like, who is that, 81? Yeah, Nathan Budgeta coming in to help to the inside, just like you're supposed to do it.
So Brester back to receive the punt on 4th down and 2. Borky gets it away. Brester goes over his head. Roll to a stop at about the 26-yard line. That's where Howells will take over. Over the air or on the radio or online, you can always stay informed with NET News. In-depth coverage from around Nebraska that matters to you. You have 24/7 access to the latest headlines, gavel-to-gavel coverage of the Nebraska unicameral, plus repeat broadcasts of public affairs programs. netnebraska.org/news provides you with the information that you need to know. In the office, at home, or even in the car, you can always stay informed with NET News. 38-0, and the Bobcats have the ball back. We're talking about the play of Brian Byer, the 6'4", 205-pound junior. His older brother wasn't a bad one, guys. Michael Byer, now a member of the coaching staff.
Look out.
There's the give to Musney, and Musney deep into Sargent territory on the first play.
They got it down to a science now, Aid. It's choose your poison. Watch how this almost hits downhill. They get the little short set pull by the backside guard. He can just hit that downhill. If they choose to stretch it and get to the edge, they can. But right now, they're just hitting this downhill.
Look at the block right there by Budgeta. Nathan Budgeta on Fensky just took him right out.
Got your syrup?
Yeah, there you go.
Goodness.
160 yards on 22 carries for Musney. Tossed to Musney again. That's crashed that time by Fensky, and Fensky shuts him down.
That's a lot better right there. Guy Fensky coming in. Second leading tackler, one behind his brother coming into the ball game here today.
You almost have to shoot gaps. You can't afford to read and react. You have to go right now, because the minute you try to second guess playing over the top of that toss, it's by you.
Fensky with a great job of shedding that.
See, he's got to go right. You got to go just right now and commit.
A little bit different play, obviously, and not as, what's the right word to use right there? Not as open, or I should say not as close as the previous play as we go to live action here.
2nd down.
That's the way you play defense, guys, right there.
Fensky again back there in the backfield.
Starting to really play gaps now. They're not sitting back trying to play downhill and force the action. Now they're going to leave themselves susceptible to the cutback, but defensively they're trying to say, hey, we're going with full flow and try to get 8 hats to the football.
They're at a point in the game where you just, again, you let it go. Let it all happen. You know, you're down 38-0. Make a play. Maybe something will happen, but make a play.
Officials timeout as the equipment of Brian Byer was being fixed. 3rd down and 8 from the 26-yard line of Sargent. Bellina drops to pass under pressure. Bellina gets it away and just over the outstretched hand of his receiver. It's like Schlottman out there. Schlottman couldn't pull it in.
Long, deep crossing route. Sam Schlottman just caught 4 balls this year, but again, 119 yards. Good production from 4 receptions, as you see. The pass here just a little bit overthrown.
Good pressure out there.
Casey Richards on the coverage there, just coming into your picture at the end.
So 4th down. Spears will go for it.
They're still going to keep that punt column a 0.
That's right. 4th and 8. The toss to Musney. Musney breaks the ankle tackle and inside the 15-yard line for another Howells first down.
It's just, guys, I don't know if our fans at home can appreciate the offensive design here, but this is just really tough to stop. They're short a hat in the hole to the play side. So Sargent's answer is to get full flow and not honor the cutback. What does Musney do? Be patient, cut it back. No one there.
But they are getting the hats on people. You don't see that blocking that proficient hardly ever, and this is just incredible.
So first down and 10. Musney again. And another nice gain for Musney. They will say he was down, no fumble. Once again, Fenske in there on the tackle, and we have called Guy Fenske's number all afternoon, guys.
Yeah, he's played extremely hard, and he keeps coming.
Well, there's a reason he was one behind his brother as far as tackles go with 161. He does a lot of work from that middle spot.
He's got a shot at 20 today because they'll keep continuing to run the football.
Ridge Horkey also in there on that tackle. The toss to Musney again. Musney puts the head down and bowls down near the 5-yard line. On third down, he will be just short. It'll bring up a fourth down and less than 1 yard.
Sometimes when you stick your head in there, you do pay a price. Tackler on that last play did pay a price as Musney just barreled right into him. But again, just about 8-10 inches short of the first down.
Make it third down as we near the end of this third quarter.
Rapidly moving.
It has been the Howells Bobcats in control. When they come back, they'll have a third and short from inside the 5 and look to add to that big 38-0 lead.
Hey, college doesn't just happen. You have to push yourself as you go through high school. Don't be afraid to take classes like Algebra 2, Biology, or a foreign language. They can help raise your ACT score and prepare you for college. I wasn't the smartest kid in high school, but I took the top classes and I passed. So what are you waiting for? Push yourself over to your counselor's office and sign up for them. They won't be easy, but you'll be glad you did.
NET Sports coverage of the 2010 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, applauding the dedication, teamwork, and sportsmanship of Nebraska high school athletes. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nebraskasoybeans.org. And by Time Warner Cable, inspiring young people to build the skills they need in science, technology, engineering, and math to become the problem solvers of tomorrow. Fourth quarter just about ready to get underway at Memorial Stadium in the D2 State Championship, and the first play of the fourth quarter results in a touchdown once again by the Howells Bobcats. Right up the middle goes Brester.
Corey Brester, quick count by Howells that time. Any sound you make, snap the ball, away you go. And Corey Brester takes it in for the touchdown, his 14th touchdown of the year. Just like that.
So 44-0 at Howells, which does not kick extra points, so don't blame them for running it up. They're going for the 2-point conversion. On the 2-point toss to Musney. Musney follows his blocker. Nice patience and in there for 2. It's 46-0 Howells. Let's go down to the field to John Bishop. John.
Guys, we've been talking a lot about Jed Fenske and the injury he suffered down in the walking boot right now. His mom, Carol, who's also mom of quarterback Guy Fenske, joining us. And I understand that this injury for Jed is pretty minor compared to what he's had in the past. Tell us about what happened to him when he was 10.
Yes, well, when Jed was 10, he was bucked off of a horse, and he tore his ACL. And at that time, they did not do surgery on young boys or young children. And anyway, our doctor, we just would not give up. I wouldn't take no for an answer. And he said, well, I know they're doing some experimental surgery in St. Louis, so he sent us down there, and the doctor down there is the orthopedic surgeon for the St. Louis Cardinals. And he looked at Jed, and he said, I think I can fix him. And so we went home and thought about it for a month and took him back down there, and they did the surgery, and they had to drill through the growth plate, so it was a risky surgery, but we wanted him to be fixed, so we did it. And anyway, it's still under experimental surgery because his growth plate hasn't closed. And but anyway, he's doing good, and he's never had any problem with that surgery knee, and he's doing wonderful until this here sprain.
Yeah. Exactly. We appreciate your time. Your boys are very tough out there, and enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, John. Carol Finsky, the mother of both the Finsky twins. Not only, Jed also, you take a look at Jed on the sideline wearing that walking boot. He was 4th last year in the state 100 and also runner-up at the state wrestling tournament as a sophomore. So a terrific athlete.
Pretty decent athlete.
Yeah.
Wonder who's older.
That's a good question. Well, here's Guy Finsky at the quarterback spot, tosses out. Kojal is wrapped up from behind the line, and once again, it's that tough Howells defense. Brkacik there shutting it down.
Yeah, you thought maybe that play was going to get outside and go, but again, the speed and the quickness and the design of the defense to contain the play that let Brkacik come and make it. Watch here.
You see him not get reached, so he can pull the quarterback up. That allows Musney to get out right away on the edge. See, we weren't really seeing that kind of defensive execution early on when the game first started. Musney was out there in a bind because Brkacik, they were kind of playing games with him. Sometimes they'd cut it inside of him, and they've settled in now.
Back throw again. Finsky, good defense. Knocked down at the corner by Schwatman.
He's been a ball hawk, Sam Schlottman, the Bobcats this year. You watch the coverage right here. He read the route immediately, able to knock that ball down. 5 interceptions on the year for Sam Schlottman.
3rd down and 11 now for the Sargent Bulldogs. Richards in motion. They'll go up top, right down the middle. Knocked away at the last second. Williams had a step there momentarily, but good job in coverage by Tyler Brester. So 4th down and 11. 9:40 left in the game. The Bobcats of Howells looking for their 9th state championship in 11 years. Morkey kicks it away. Tyler Brester chases after it inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line, and that's where it will roll dead at the 5. So the Bobcats will take over with a 46-0 lead in the 4th quarter from their own 5. Well, you trust NET Television to be the best place on TV for kids, and now we're the best on the web, too. At netnebraska.org/kids, you'll find safe links to fun and games for kids of all ages, plus valuable information for parents, caregivers, and teachers. There's even more to explore when you click on the new NET Kids Go video player. Watch shows like Arthur, Cyber Chase, Martha Speaks, and Word Girl free on the web. Explore netnebraska.org/kids anytime you want, and you can click on the video button. No doubt those youngsters like checking out the new kids website on NET. Howells will take a timeout here with 8:30 left in the 4th quarter. There's Mike Spears, the head coach of the Howells Bobcats, looking again for his 9th championship in the last 11 years. And the only years they did not win the state title were the 2 years they moved up to Class C2. Made the playoffs in both of those years, actually made the semifinals one year, but failed to make the state championship game when they went up to 11-man ball. But they have been the dominant team in 8-man football.
And if they win today, which the likelihood of that is real good at this point, it will be their 3rd in a row.
And 9th straight in Class D2 in which they were eligible. Just a phenomenal record for Mike Spears. Stopped there by Fensky.
You would think Spears might have a shot at
14, 15 tackles.
A couple of NFL jobs, guys, the way he's going.
Yeah.
Skip college and go right to NFL.
Second down and 10. Give up the middle as Mike Spears has gone to his reserve team. That's a Matt Gooch, the sophomore.
Youngest Brester now playing, I believe, too, as a sophomore. Is that Brady taking snaps? Emptying what?
Yep. Sure is. Brady Brester, the sophomore, 5'10", 145 quarterback. Valuable time for these young Howells players to get into a state championship atmosphere and be able to play in the state title game.
Must be nice to just drop guys in a state championship environment and have it just be part of your natural culture. You know, these guys will come back and make a run at this thing next year and say, you know what, I've been here before.
Mm-hmm. Good to see those people in and up front there. Ethan Weesey and Nick Brock are up there in that offensive line. We'll try to update the rest of it in a moment here.
They will punt it away on 4th and 4. First punt of the game for the Howells Bobcats. Returned back into Bobcat territory. And we have a winner of our trivia. The question was, what school ran for a D2 record 580 yards in an NSAA playoff game? The answer was Falls City Sacred Heart against Beamer back in '94. Corey Oldrich from Humphrey, Nebraska knew the answer. Congratulations, Corey. You'll be getting that NET t-shirt, size large, sent your way, size extra large. Congratulations. The toss to Kojal. Around the left side, Kojal has some room. Good cut back by Kojal. Inside the 25-yard line, down to about the 22, so a first down.
Several backups now in for Howells on the defense as we take a look at the action again here.
Good old-fashioned student body left.
You bet, cut back right here. Nice cut back and step up, pick up another couple of yards. But Weesey and Brock are there, and also Mitch Kampschneider up in front there on the defensive line.
First down and 10. Toss again to Kojal. Kojal puts the shoulder pad down, keeps going inside the 5-yard line, down to about the 3.
That's that sprint option we thought that they were going to be able to make a living on early in the ball game that they had to get away from a little bit, but here you see it later in the ball game.
Watch the block right there. That's Casey Richards on the block on the perimeter, and he just takes the supporting corner out of the play, but he does hustle back and comes back to make the play. That's Casey Sayers for Howells.
19-yard gain on the play. Now the handoff right up the middle, and the touchdown for Kojal. So the Sargent Bulldogs get on the board here in the fourth quarter with 5:38 on the touchdown by Tyke Kojal.
Good to see Sargent just persist and keep going and making the plays. Howells had pitched just one shutout this year. They shut out Dodge about mid-season, and now they've given up this this touchdown here. But again, good to see the Sargent people just stay after it.
And
Kojal see an extra point.
In for the extra point. Kojal actually 55 of 71. Knocks that one right between the uprights. So a nice job by Kojal. He has a long of 41 yards this season.
Mark Mosley-esque. Little Kevin Seibel with the straight toe.
That's right. And there you see the Kojal touchdown as he pounds it right up the middle.
Were you old enough to remember those guys?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
You finally, hello.
Took me a second, didn't it?
Wake up. Come on now.
You can log on. Thanks, I appreciate that, David. You can log on to Facebook.com/NET Sports and become a fan. Leave questions, comments, and see what happens behind the scenes. Plus, see what's coming up next on NET Sports. It's fast, fun, and easier than ever to be a part of Nebraska's only statewide sports network on Facebook.com/NET Sports. You know you're getting old when you start being the brunt of the old jokes, and you don't get it.
Well, I'm finally comfortable enough to kind of, you know,
well, thanks for leaving
start
me out
talking
of that.
back to my elders.
Thanks for leaving me out of that, guys. I appreciate it.
Well, I haven't been able to say anything that you haven't been able to relate to yet, Adrian, so I quit picking on you. I knew you'd know Kevin Seibel. Larry, I kind of wondered.
Unfortunately, Damon, I know a lot of guys, even prior to those guys, too.
You know, Larry didn't start being a fan of Nebraska till the mid-'90s, so I had to, I'm getting my
I go
shots
back to the George Blanda straight-up days.
Yeah.
Either one of you don't remember George Blanda, but
I've read about him in the record books.
Yeah. Blanda had the record for a while, right? 63 yards with the flat toe.
Flat toe straight up.
Yep.
Dave Hum was his holder.
That's right. That's right. Kicked into the end zone, so it'll come back out, and it'll be first down for Howells at the 15. Mike Spears.
Is he really running in a play with an offensive lineman? That's
He is.
impressive. Must be a center, smart guy.
Nick Brock, the senior offensive lineman, 6'1", 190, brings in the play.
No, he called
And he
that
is.
play.
He is. You're right.
Write that down.
That's right. The toss back to the new tailback and Grady McIntosh.
Brady's got a sore throat. What do you think? A little scratchy out there. Didn't feel like doing much.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Another offensive lineman new to the ball game, 59, Kyle Sayers, in for Howells. More new people coming in right now. Good to see that happen, and that's why Mike, he respects the job that he does. He's got his starters, and they make sure that the young people get to play.
Give right up the middle.
Emptying that 28 guy bench.
Well, I tell you what,
Eric Sofall on the carry.
It's one of the reasons they do so well, because he gives his people an opportunity to get out there and get some experience.
There's no real substitute for that either.
No,
like we talked earlier, it's just ingrained in the culture, and it's something that they expect to do.
3rd down and 3 for the Bobcats, who lead at 46-7. Toss goes outside. Matt
Sargent
Gooch is
still
piled
playing
up.
hard.
Fitzke there with the big hit on Gooch.
Matt Brester in at the offensive left guard, along with Kyle Sayers also still in the game. But again, names that you don't say a lot other than the first teamers. You repeat a lot, but these guys are in there getting experience.
So 4th down and 4. New punter as well, Luke Hegeman kicks it away. It'll be taken by Williams at about the 33. Williams sidesteps one tackle, flag is thrown, and he gets it down to the 30-yard line of Howells, but that will come back.
Little scrum down there, right where that there it is, blocking the back again, but scrum down there, a lot of activity going on right here below us.
We talked about Sargent. They haven't won a state championship, and as you might imagine, the entire town has been very supportive. We talked with Coach Kozel about that.
Well, we will have as many that can make it. Sargent's a small community, but I know they've got a booster bus come down. A lot of parents made the trip last night. The community has really been behind us all year, even the whole area. The whole, Custer County and the people in that area have been very supportive, and so we're looking forward to a big crowd from Sargent today, and I know they'll support us and get behind us and get after it.
They give up the middle. New tailback in there as well. There's a 10-yard carry on 1st down and 10. It's Tyler Veers, the sophomore, with the carry.
Good tackle right here by Brady Brester. Sophomore, 5'10", 145. Saved a touchdown right there. Brady, part of that Brester family that we've talked about earlier.
And their quarterback is Kirby Pomplin. Ball hits the turf, but back on it for the Bulldogs.
Everybody's still in the game. You hear everybody yell, ball.
Ball, right. That's right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That just, not that he's not accustomed to it, but look, his radar was, he's like, this is old hat. That radar went off about 10 minutes ago. It's good quickness by the big fella. I see you, Coach. That's what it's all about. You just guys out there having fun, enjoying the moment. It's just a rare opportunity to get a chance to hoist a state championship, and kids just reveling in the moment.
Sideline warning. Sideline warning.
Yeah.
On Howells because Mike was running away from the water jug. So we have a flag on the play.
It's cold out there, Mike, but
Yeah,
I tell you what,
keep catching pneumonia.
That is, he welcomes this. This is a warm shower to him.
Oh, that's not.
It could have been worse.
That's right.
It could have been worse.
You might go Nick Saban on him. Be careful over there.
Go who on him? Veers. I'm not saying it. You say it.
Yeah. He was warning
Save
him
it. That's what I meant.
Guys, he was warning them for an awful long time, do not dump water on me. And now, you know, I was talking about field conditions and how it wasn't slick. Well, now, right out here in front of the 40-yard line marker, the painted 40-yard line marker, is a big old puddle of water where that bucket was. So we'll have to watch out for that, but having a good time down here. I don't think I've ever seen a Gatorade dunk this early in a game.
Bring your skates next time, John.
I will.
Toss outside to Veers once again, and a nice gain as Veers is run out of bounds.
I'll tell you something that's in the water out there in Sargent is good speed. How about, these guys can run a little bit. Just haven't had a whole lot of creases throughout the course of the day. But again, student body left. Turn around, toss, get a good seal out there on the edge, and just hit it.
And you know, Damon, and they're up against a team that can also run pretty well and have quickness to go with their speed. So kind of at a disadvantage, quite frankly.
2nd down and 1. The toss. Veers gets the corner. Stays in bounds. Good move. Veers down near the 20-yard line to about the 21. And of course, Howells has had fantastic support throughout the years in their state championship runs. We talked with Mike Spears about that.
It was a rematch from the finals last year, and it was a real physical fight, a real physical battle. It was 20-20 at halftime. We were able to come out in the second half and put 3 scores on the board to kind of get ourselves a little bit at ease in the fourth quarter. But it was a very physical game, talented ball club, and it was a battle for us.
That, of course, Mike Spears talking about his semifinal win to get here to the state championship game. 46-7.
Good job by Adam Bernheide on that last play, coming from the linebacker spot to come up into the scrape area and make that tackle for a loss.
Jack Gibbons, the freshman in there at quarterback. Gibbons, ball on the turf, recovers it, and that should do it, and it does. Final play of the game. The Class D2 state championship goes once again to the Howells Bobcats.
Well, they had clearly had the advantage here today, no doubt about that. Speed, quickness, experience, strength up front. Really played Damon about as well as you can play this game.
Yeah, just an offensive and defensive juggernaut. And we talked a lot about the history and how it's kind of ingrained in the culture. And you just get the sense that not only is this a place that they expect to be, it's an accomplishment they expect to achieve.
Indeed it is. And when you believe, as we all know, when you believe in what you're doing and believe that you can do it, this is what happens. You get a game like this, 46-7, Howells wins.
So the Howells make it 3 in a row. This one coming in Class D2. They're the state champs.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank, fulfilling their commitment to serve customers wherever they are on their terms, providing a full range of banking services at 57 branch offices and more than 100 ATMs located conveniently across Nebraska. Wherever you go, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, you'll find us.
Animal agriculture is vital to Nebraska. Livestock production not only contributes to our food supply, but also helps our rural communities. Livestock provides revenue for schools, creates jobs, supports Main Street, and enhances the future for farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Board's Animal Agriculture Initiative works to encourage growth of responsible livestock enterprises to benefit agriculture and Nebraska.
Power Drive Electric Car program gives high school students a hands-on way to apply studies. Learn about electricity and energy efficiency, and develop skills that will benefit them throughout their lives. Nebraska Public Power District encourages students and teachers to get involved. Schools have the power to make it happen. For information on Power Drive, visit oppd.com or nppd.com.
On a recent visit to her daughter's house, Oriole shares her famous pie recipe.
Tastes good to me.
As we look back at the history of organ building, there has always been this core of people interested in preserving this tradition.
Nebraska Stories, showcasing our state and the people who call themselves Nebraskans.
Friday night on NET1.
Back at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska, the Class D2 state championship is complete, and it was a 46-7 victory by that outstanding club from Howells, Nebraska, the Bobcats winning their third consecutive state championship. Well, if you'd like a DVD of this game, probably plenty purchased in Howells or any of the NSAA football or volleyball championships, you can go to netnebraska.org/sports. Or give us a call at the number there, 800-868-1868, to order your DVD for only $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Just be sure to specify the sport, the school, and the class that you're interested in when ordering by phone. It's really a lasting memory for the entire family. NET is Nebraska's home for sports. Time to introduce the runner-up from Sargent. Here's Doc Weiniger.
The Nebraska School Activities Association is honored to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. The award presentations will be made by NSAA Board of Control members Jay Beller from Battle Creek, Max Kroger from Ord, and U.S. Bank representative Eric Hunter. Here are the awards for Class D2 runner-up Sargent High School. Well, head coach Mike Kojal and your assistants please come to the sideline stage to present the silver medals to the members of your team. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 1, Brady Sutton. Number 3, Jed Fensky. Number 8, Kirby Pomplin. Number 9, Guy Fensky. Number 13, Jack Gibbons. Number 15, Grady McIntosh. Number 17, Zeb Stefka. Number 21, Dexter Griebel. Number 22, Casey Richards. Number 24, Tyke Kojo. Number 30, Tanner Balfour. Number 32, Ethan Gibbons. Number 34, Brett Muller. Number 35, Tyler Beers. Number 42, Theo Williams. Number 46, Ridge Porky. Number 48, Austin Hansen. Number 52, Dane Hansen. Number 55, Dakota Devine. Number 57, Jacob Clark. Number 63, Trace Gall. Number 77, Mark Dickerson. Number 94, Lane Bennett. Number 98, Ryan Mosier. Number 99, Clinton McMurtry. And now, here is the 2010 Class D2 runner-up trophy. Congratulations, Sargent High School.
An outstanding season by the Sargent Bulldogs. They finished the year 12-1. Their only loss coming to the state champs in the Howells Bobcats, but really a great job by that entire Bulldog squad.
You bet. Mike Kozel, their head coach, J.D. Keefe, assistant, Craig Mahler, and Mark Mosier. All a great job to get your team this far, get to this set. It has been a successful year. Hold your heads up, guys, and keep on going.
Yeah, 12-1, no shame in that,
Nope,
especially when that one loss comes to this juggernaut known as Howells.
NET Sports coverage of the 2010 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, applauding the dedication, teamwork, and sportsmanship of Nebraska high school athletes. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nebraskasoybeans.org. And by Time Warner Cable, inspiring young people to build the skills they need in science, technology, engineering, and math to become the problem solvers of tomorrow. So now time for the introductions of our state champions. Once again from Howells, let's go to Doc Weininger.
And now to the champions from Howells High School. First, head coach Mike Spears, we have a special award for you. And now, coach, would you and your assistants hand out the gold medals to the members of your championship team? Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 1, Justin Christensen. Number 3, Brady Brester. Number 4, Tucker Kohanek. Number 5, Matt Gooch. Number 10, Mitch Bellina. Number 14, Tyler Brester. Number 15, Luke Hageman. Number 18, Sam Schlotman. Number 20, Devin Risch. Number 21, Trent Musney. Number 24, Casey Sayers. Number 25, Corey Brester. Number 27, Eric Sofal. Number 40, Brian Byer. Number 43, Brandon Rogge. Number 47, Adam Bernheide. Number 52, Ethan Weezy. Number 59, Kyle Sayers. Number 62, Nick Brock. Number 68, Matt Brester. Number 70, Clint Fiala. Number 72, Jared Bashada. Number 74, Mitch Kampschneider. Number 75, Jordan Brikacek. Number 81, Nathan Bashada. Number 89, Jason Ortmeyer. And now, for these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2010 Class D2 State Football Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Howells High School.
Well, not enough can be said about the outstanding job of not only this Howells Bobcats team, but this program and its head coach, Mike Spears, and what they have done over the last 11 years in Class D specifically. Every year they've been in Class D in the last 11 years, they've won the state championship. Adrian, that's 9 of the last 11.
Well, we talked about dynasty earlier in the show, Larry, and it really is. I mean, anytime you do it, Mike Spears and his staff, Luke Dobbins, Brian Jones, Michael Byer, Brian Janata, those guys have really put it together again one more time this year and extended that dynasty for another golden year. And I tell you what they have in the cupboard right now, things look good for next year too.
So congratulations once again to the Howells Bobcats. You know, Mike Spears took over this program, went back-to-back years at 4 and 5, and from that point on, he has just been on a roll. Let's go down with the champs and John Bishop.
Yeah, very cold champs, too, because second half you didn't have nearly as much activity, Corey Brescher, but that first half, one play alone, breaking 6 tackles. I think unofficially I had you down for 12 broken tackles today.
That's good. I mean, just got to keep running hard. I mean, refs weren't blowing the whistle, keep your feet driving, good things happen.
Has that been working for you all year? I mean, has that been the way you played all season long?
This is the best I've been this year, I think.
Why do you think that was? Just because you're in the championship game, or what do you think brought that on?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. I think the adrenaline's just really pumping.
By the way, you missed out a little bit on the coach's dunk, so why are you chattering so much? Did you get yourself?
Yeah, I got myself more than I got him, so.
All right. Congratulations. Go get with your teammates. Thanks. Coach, once again, another state championship. I believe, what was it, 6 in a row earlier, now 3 in a row, including this year. Fantastic performance by your team.
Yeah, you know, it's the kids. I got a great assistant coaches. I tried to get Luke Dobbins, our D coordinator, to come over here and talk, but he won't do it. You know, put in a lot of hours, really work hard to get to this point. The kids do a nice job of preparing year-round to get to this point, and it's a lot of fun.
We'll talk about what Luke did, especially defensively, to slow down this team. This Sargent team had a lot of speed, and that was something I know you were concerned about ahead of time. What did you do to neutralize that?
Well, you know, the biggest thing is just try to get our D-line in there to disrupt everything and try to keep them from really able to get going. And you want to try to make defense or a speed kid make a cut before he wants to, and that'll try to help you out. And we just try to do some stuff like that.
Well, you have a tendency to put these things together in streaks. What does it look like for next year? 4?
We're just going to enjoy this one now.
Are you sure?
and we'll go back to work. You know, we got some good kids coming back. We'll go back to work, and hopefully we can replace the parts we're missing, and we'll just go back to work.
You have a great tradition, one to be proud of. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Congratulations to the Howells Bobcats. And I might be able to answer part of that question. When you take a look at their roster, Adrian and Damon, they've got sophomore, junior, sophomore on the defense. So 7 of the starters are not underclassmen, but junior or younger. And the offense is just as loaded. This team comes back almost intact.
And as we talked about also, Larry, their offensive line, Nathan Budgeta, just a sophomore. Jared Budgeta, he's a junior. And Jordan Brokachek, he's a junior. So those guys all going to be back. And we saw what they did today. They'll have another year to get stronger, faster, smarter, get the job done again, and then have a little support behind them too. So rosy picture for Howells. Damon?
Well, I was just going to say it starts with those guys up front and guys like Brokachek that they can kind of rally around. And when you're that big and that explosive up front, and then you couple that with being as young as they are, it's a good formula and a nice blueprint to set up what they've had is kind of a decade of dominance, and you don't really see where that could subside either, especially with what we just talked about in that youth movement.
So that's the Class D2 State Championship. It's a wrap coming up later this afternoon at 2:30 right here on NET1 and NETHD. A reminder, the Blue Jays from West Point take on the Bulldogs from Creighton for the Class D1 State Championship. Once again, our final score today, it's the Howells Bobcats 46-7 over the Bulldogs. They win the Class D2 State Championship. For Adrian Fiala, Damon Binning, John Bishop, I'm Larry Putney, and the entire NET Sports production crew, goodbye for now from Memorial Stadium.